It's going to be a busy one. Can you guys hear me on the YouTube side? Excuse me. Let me check.
All right.
I want to make sure because sometimes you know how these computers. Oh, there's Keisha.
I'm I'm here.
I know you excited, Keisha.
I am.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I did the introduction, so I think everybody's all good. All right. So for those that are new here, we talk Young and the Restless business first half of the show. Second half of the show, we talk bold and the beautiful business, and then we have a flip the script segment, and then we have a take a several seat segment. Now we do have a little bit of an extra treat besides it being 2 weeks. There's a little question I'm going to put out there to everybody, and you guys can think about it. You too, Trish and Keisha. Which guy do you think is the best guy for Hope? Thomas or Liam? So hold that until we get back to that segment, and then we'll talk about 5 different things maybe we can kind of gauge on who's better at what. Does that make sense?
Sounds fun.
You already laughing, Trish.
I've had a little libation already, so please pardon me in advance.
Oh my God, you are so funny. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the summary for the Young and the Restless, and we'll dive deep into that, and then we'll break it all down. All right, so we had a lot going on the Young and the Restless the week before, the week of the 12th. Chance dig up clues on Cameron's room. Sharon loses it after she sent a photo of Faith that she's tied up. Nick arms Sharon with a knife and meet Cameron, who startles Sharon as soon as she's alone. Then we had Adam rushed Sally to the hospital. Nick and Cameron fight over Sharon before he escaped. Cameron makes Nick choose between saving Sharon and Faith. Sharon stabbed Cameron, and Adam has to choose between Sally and the baby. And then Sally sobs uncontrollably over losing the baby, blaming it on Adam. And then Sally and Adam struggle with losing Ava. Sharon confesses that she felt alive for the first time since Ray's death. All right, so I think the biggest storyline for that particular week was 2 things. That whole thing with Sharon and Cameron, and then the situation with Adam and Sally. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
The biggest.
Jay Money said, "Hey, Trish and Keisha."
Hey, Money.
All right. So, what did you think about the whole? What did you think about that whole storyline with Cameron and Sharon and the whole scariness of it all and her being captive and all of that?
It was. It definitely ended a lot faster than I thought. I thought it was going to be another. He was going to be another character that lingered around for several months on end, causing little headaches here and there for Nick and Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Not to the extent that he did in the past couple of weeks, just like on a smaller scale, kind of like how Jeremy was with Diane and Jack. But they brought him in. He caused his little issue, and they got him up out of there real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole storyline, quite frankly, just annoyed me because I guess I'm just kind of over the women being portrayed as so weak. I mean, when he first put his hand on her, there should have been something physical should have happened, and he should have been arrested for putting. I mean, he assaulted her right there in the little coffee house, and I just the whole storyline just annoyed me. I'm glad it ended the way that it did with her taking him out, and Chance got to play hero, and Nick got to have all the feelings and then be put in the impossible position of being there or with Sally. So I mean, yeah, it melded some other stories, but I'm just not. That whole Cameron Kirsten thing just annoyed me. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't feeling it either. I mean, I know they tried to make it really extremely dramatic and everything. And I mean, we were already talking about during the week of what was that? The 5th, where, Cameron was touching her face and she didn't do anything. And I'm like, who would do that? Plus, you locking doors. You scared of your own shadow, but you don't lock the back door. And Cameron Kirsten walk right in. I was just over the whole storyline myself.
Yep.
That's the fight between Cameron and Nick. I'm like, and Sharon just I don't. Maybe it was she was in shock thing, but I don't think I would just stand there and watch the two of them fight. I would be in there helping Nick, and she just kind of running around like, "Oh, Nick! Oh my gosh! Ah!" Like, pick up something and hit this man over the head, or something.
Thank you, please. Yes.
I mean, even the part where they said that he had dug a tunnel under the house and bore a hole in Noah's old bedroom closet. I'm like, that man gotta be like 60 years old. And rocks and everything else under Sharon's house by himself.
And nobody heard it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I was just over the storyline itself. I'm like, come on now, you guys, really?
And here's the other thing that annoyed me, which, I mean, that kind of bleeds into the storyline, with Sally.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you don't need to be there with them. If the security people can't do anything, what do you think you're going to do? Which was obviously nothing, but because Cameron clearly whooped his butt and got away from him.
Right.
Yeah, I
get so tired of him trying to be Sharon's hero all the dang on time. Like, I get it, that guy was dangerous, and then the incident with the cat and him approaching Faith and stuff like that. But like you said a few weeks ago, they should have dragged Faith by her hair up out of that house instead of them sitting in there talking about, we ain't gonna let him run us out of our house. Well, he's been in your house.
Right.
The whole thing was just stupid.
It was stupid to me.
Yep.
It was ridiculous. I mean, and then you have Faith talking about, I'm not leaving. I need to be here to save you. You couldn't even save the cat. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, the lack of giving your audience an IQ is just insulting. I mean, yeah, it's a soap, and yeah, it's for entertainment. And at the same time, can we give us something that is not so corny?
Exactly.
Because you cannot make this add up. None of it.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan. I hope that they are able to come up with something better in our future storylines for Sharon.
Well, there's a box that's coming.
A what?
A box.
A box. Okay.
Yeah, there's another additional tag to this particular storyline that's coming out next week where Sharon, spoiler alert, is going to get a box with some of Cameron's stuff from his attorney. And it's supposed to lead into certain things that she got to make decisions about. And I'm like, huh?
Why would you? I mean, just say no. Here, take it back. I don't want it. Burn it. But remember that movie? What's in the box?
Right. Well, that's the big mystery. What's in the box? Did you see that comment, Keisha, that J Money said about he said that you're wrong about Nick. His flashlight holding abilities is top tier.
I saw
it. He is too funny. Anyway, yeah, so I was just waiting for this thing to come to an end. I'm like, okay, he gone. Because I was out of town last Friday, so I didn't actually get to see a lot of it. I saw bits and pieces. So, the thing is that I'm like, oh, he got unalived. Okay, cool. Not saying that it was a good thing, but I'm like, the storyline is over, I guess, right? So, I was just like, come on, can we, hey, Lyndon Ashby makes a great villain, but I just didn't like the storyline.
Yeah, it was basically a couple of days of Sharon running around the house pulling her hair out of her head. After she found out Faith was kidnapped, and there was something about her voice that annoyed me.
I knew you was going to use that word.
The screeching that she was like, I get it, your child has been kidnapped, but like the screechiness and the whining that she was doing, and her and Nick yelling back and forth at each other,
right?
About what they're gonna do. Like, I had to fast forward at one point because it was working my nerves.
Listen, that fight between Cameron and Nick, I mean, at the end, didn't Nick get knocked out and he was dizzy getting up off the floor? I'm all right. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, and he gonna get up and try to chase after him. I'm like, you can barely walk.
Exactly.
But the one thing that I did like was that Sharon was the one that took him out in the end, and Nick wasn't the hero.
Right. Same.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only saving grace of all of that was Sharon, and the look on her face when she shoved that knife in. It was like, oops, did I really do it? I did
it.
Yeah, exactly.
She was surprised at herself. At least that's what it looked like.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh my goodness, I was so glad that storyline was over. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we can move on to something else.
Yeah,
because we didn't even get to see that particular week. Did we get to see a lot of what happened with Kyle, Summer, and Phyllis?
There was a little bit.
Okay, what was it? Do you remember?
Hold on, let me look at my notes because I want to say in that first week, Daniel, that was when Daniel and Summer were trying to talk about what to do to help Phyllis out. And Summer brought up the idea of tracking down the one guy that Stark had paid off.
Oh, yeah.
Paying him more money to make up the story about witnessing Stark attack Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel's like, that's a stupid idea because who's to say that you give him that one payment and now he's just going to blackmail you for more and more and for more. So you're going to have to keep this up for however long, he decides to continue to get money out of you. And of course, Summer, she didn't want to hear it. And then they showed Phyllis a couple of times on FaceTime with each one of them in different scenes where she was trying to convince Daniel to look out for Summer and to talk her out of doing whatever it is that she's trying to do. And then she tried to talk Summer out of it. I'm like, first of all, they're both in a public place on FaceTime with a wanted fugitive.
They're right.
Sitting in a corner somewhere. I think Faith was sitting out on the patio at Crimson Lights.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody walked through that side door. Yeah. And Daniel, I think, was in the athletic club, like downstairs in the bar area or something like that.
Oh my God.
And y'all are on FaceTime. They didn't even have earpieces in.
Exactly.
No.
Girl, that was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, I don't blame Kyle. When that all came out, that, hey, you did what? You didn't tell me what? And my mom had to go where? Because your mom did what? Yeah. I was like, you know what, Kyle? I'm with you on this one.
Run, man, run. Not only from your wife, but also from your mother.
Right.
Oh, that's right. You're not a Diane fan.
No, well, like I said, I'm just, waiting for the next lie to drop.
Well, guess what? It's going to drop next week.
Yeah, I'm going to just sit back and have a sip.
Yeah, that lie's going to drop next week. Yeah, well, and then Jack is going to be like, what? You lied to Kyle? Yeah, I guess she did, Jack.
No.
Okay.
Easy.
Easy
And then
peasy.
I think I don't know if that was last week or this week. I think that was when her and Michael asked Victor to help them track down the witness that Summer wants to pay off. I mean, of course, she didn't tell them all that, but I don't know if that was last week or if that was this week.
Exactly. And Victor was, I'm not doing it, and then she pushed out her bottom lip. He was like, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm
you
like,
know what though? You know what was hilarious, and I think that was last week as well, maybe that was even the week before that, when Summer was talking to Michael about helping her mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, getting all upset, and Michael was like, "You can save the dramatics because hysterics don't work with me," or something like that.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was great.
I was cracking up.
Yep. I think honestly, from what I'm looking at next week, I mean, I hate to kind of jump, but a lot of people have been talking over the past couple of weeks about Chance and Summer. And I saw something that's pretty interesting about the two of them getting closer. She's going to, look at him as a I'm like, that's where you going to put Summer with Chance?
Wow.
I kind of thought that this week, well, not necessarily this week, but the whole thing where Chance was helping Sharon with Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of saw a few moments there where maybe they were trying to, test things out between those two again. Because they had, I felt like they had a couple of not close, like they were, I don't know how to explain it. It was almost like, he was trying to make her feel better, and it just seemed like they had a couple of close little moments of
intimacy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, because he he was already a good friend, and he's been there for her, and they have been, confiding in each other. They had that one date, but I just still don't see any chemistry
between who?
Sharon and Chance.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I mean, have we seen chemistry between Chance and anybody though? Because I think we all said the same thing about.
No, you're right. I haven't seen any chemistry with Chance and anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want, okay, I don't want this to come out the wrong way, because you never want to. Everybody works so hard at their craft. I wish they would have him, and so militant. I mean, I guess that is the character, right? He's a cop. He's former military. Yeah. But it's just now yes, you're still a cop, but you also have another part of your life that's your personal life that, I mean, are you really, do you need to be that rigid? I mean, can you relax a little bit, have a little fun, not take everything so seriously? Do you get jokes? Do you understand? Like, do you?
Hey, Trish, he got too relaxed with Victor and almost got him in trouble. He let him slide. Remember with the whole Ashland Locke thing?
Yep.
So
yeah, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. You talking about Trish?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About them loosening him up.
Wait a minute.
Just kind of give him a massage in the top of his shoulders and work that tension out so he can let his shoulders drop a little.
Girl, wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody in the chat, Cheryl Hines, said that there's a rumor that Adam is going to hook up with Elena.
Okay, now that might be fun.
That would be interesting.
That came out of I would have never expected that.
That would really bring her out of, I mean, that could work.
I don't know. But here's the thing. They talking about taking Adam back to the dark side. Elena is the saintly of the saintly, or at least she tries to be. As much as she be... Yeah, I know. As much as she be throwing it in Nate's face, which she should. But the thing is like, I don't... If she's not going to deal with Nate, you going to deal with Dark Adam?
Might be kind of fun.
I
Maybe she's
guess.
tired of. Maybe she's tired of the other side. You know.
Well,
Maybe
I guess
it's
they can.
boring.
Yeah, maybe they can flip Elena. Who knows? It's possible, but they need to get that man somebody. You cannot
Yeah, I
have
vote yes.
that man with that level of energy and that attractiveness walking around there with no woman. Come on now.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they'll find him somebody.
They better find. And I was hoping Audra, but look like it's something different next week.
Yeah, I saw a picture.
Oh yeah, and they better make it good. If you gonna put them two together, please make it good. I
Yeah.
guess. I like I said, I was hoping they put her with Adam. I've been hoping that before when Sally originally broke up with him back in October.
Yeah.
I was hoping for that, because they kind of Kim test them at that time, but I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe Audra have a one night stand with Kyle and then slide over to Adam. I don't know.
You
I
know
don't
what else
know.
I'd like to see when it comes to Audra is like we've seen the kind of like the vixen type of persona from her, the businesswoman,
Who?
always Audra,
Audra. Okay.
always scheming
Mhm.
on her next move and just being sneaky. I'd like to
Yeah.
see her like still keep that, but I wish they would pair her up with a female friend because I would also like to see her as just like a normal I don't know like a real friend to somebody because I feel like no matter who she's talking to, there's an agenda behind it. There's always something behind it. It's not just her being her and being chill and relaxed and having fun with somebody.
Yeah.
So I wish they would, find her because she doesn't really have any friends there.
Dang. Helena said that Audra is the bed therapist.
That
The
therapist.
bed therapist. Hey, listen, somebody else said, and I saw this too, that there's a spoiler that says that Sally's baby is alive and that Victor is involved in hiding it.
Now, see, that just pisses me off.
Uh
That
oh.
was.
Uh oh,
Wait,
Trish.
say that again.
There's a spoiler that says, and that's Melissa Spencer. Thanks for your comment. There's a spoiler that says that Sally's baby is alive and that Victor is involved in hiding the baby. I saw something
I
out
hope
there
the
like
doctor's
that
not nothing.
too. What'd you
I
say?
saw somebody else say that too. I don't think that's.
I just can't.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be true. Because
Mm.
why like
Right. Right.
how?
Right. Exactly. I mean, it is Victor, but it's like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of
And what would be the point? Because the baby, Victor is possessive over his family,
right.
so he would take the baby and do what with her?
Yeah, I mean, girl. I don't know. I mean, it's so many speculations out there. That's why like a rumor, with a whole baby stealing storyline, like Lisa Bloom said. Do we need that? No.
Yeah, I don't think that that's true. There would literally be no reason to do that.
Speaking of the baby storyline, that was the biggest thing last week too. Was her being hard headed. Now, Nicholas was nowhere to be around because he was, of course, dealing with the whole Cameron Kirsten thing. Adam was there trying to babysit. She was fussy. I don't want to be a cooped up. He's saying no, you need to stay here. She decides that she want to go out and eat and do whatever at society, and then her preeclampsia episode happened, and then of course we all know it led to her being in the hospital and everything. What did you guys think about that storyline? Because I follow Courtney Hope and she got a lot of support for that particular storyline, where I guess there was a lot of people or women who understand what she was going through, and I totally can see why they connected with that. What do y'all think about that storyline?
I cried like a baby.
Yeah, I thought she played, the acting that she did and the reaction to her losing the baby was great.
Right. Right,
better.
exactly. I mean, I think she did extraordinary. Both of them, Mark Grossman and Courtney Hope, did an extraordinary job. It's what happened after that a lot of people got irritated about.
Yeah, but I guess I looked at it as she's grieving. It's, of course, you know, a logical person isn't going to say this is Adam's fault.
Right.
She's grieving right now, so I think it'll take her a minute to get over it. But I think she's going to eventually. Like, even Nick was telling her, I agree with what Adam did. That was a hard decision to make, and I think he made the right decision. So he was trying to stick up for Adam to her.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yep, go ahead, Trish.
So, did they tell her that, I'm trying to figure out, when did it come out to her that the baby's lungs weren't fully developed, that the chances were very, very, very low? I mean,
she was unconscious, so all of that information was given to Adam.
But but why didn't anybody say that to her whenever she woke up? And they just keep it so vague, you know? She needs to know that the odds were like really, 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 really not good.
Oh yeah, you feel like they didn't explain to her how bad it really was for as far as the percentage of the baby surviving if they have gone in that direction.
Yeah.
Correct. And bear in mind that this is coming from a person who has never been pregnant. So I have no clue. I'm just asking the question. I don't understand why no one is telling her this.
Except for Adam.
Like they could have done, they probably could have been a little more detailed. I think I agree with you. I feel like they were vague in saying Adam had to make a choice. It was either you or the baby, and they didn't give her specifics. Or maybe they did off screen, and we just didn't see that part, and it just didn't matter to her. My question, though, was, is it typical for, if you're not married to an individual, that person can make that decision? Is it because the baby was Adam, so...
Right, he's the biological father.
Decision between the baby or her?
Correct. He's the biological... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Weird to me.
That was weird to me, too.
They have Adam make the decision? That was weird?
Yes, because they're not married.
It doesn't have anything to do with relationship status. He's the biological father of that child.
But that's medical. Does he have medical power of attorney over Sally?
He has the... Okay, I am not going to go there.
No, I'm
I have no idea.
Asking that question because I guess I'm looking at it as, if you're not if you're not married to that individual, and let's say you and that individual don't have a great relationship, is it like you're gonna leave my life up to someone who I don't get along with? Yes, I am pregnant with your child. You're going to leave my life, the decision for my life, in the hands of somebody that I don't have a good relationship with?
So let's take it from the terms of what happened in this soap. The thing is that it was no time. They had to make a decision. Elena said that there was no time to find and locate your next of kin. He was the biological father. If they wouldn't have gave him the option, she probably would have lost her life, because no decision would have been made if they had to try to figure out and wait for her Grams or Coco or any of those other folks that they had to locate. So it was a dire situation. Preeclampsia is high blood pressure during pregnancy. And because of the fact that that's why she was unconscious in a coma, she was about to stroke out. And so they had to make a decision to take this child, because the pregnancy is what's causing the high blood pressure. She probably doesn't have it as, a regular everyday person. So they had to either take the child or save her life. And in this case, there was nobody next of kin. Even Nicholas couldn't make that decision. The closest thing is the child's father. So that's why they had to make that decision in that moment.
So what if you don't know the child's father? Then who?
I don't know what to tell you. Because the thing is, if you don't have a next of kin and you are not, That's unfortunate that they wouldn't have been able to find Coco or Grams or call them. And is there enough time to even locate them? Because they don't know how to get in contact with these people. Only Sally has that information, and she was unconscious.
And two, I think the way that the doctors would go and the route that the doctors would take would really depend upon, quite frankly and unfortunately, the laws in that state.
That is true.
Yeah, I just thought it was odd.
Somebody, who is that? Aditha says she's partially responsible. Sally eating that hot sauce. She has some. Oh, she did eat some hot sauce, didn't she?
Does hot sauce cause high blood pressure?
It has salt in it and it's spicy.
Oh, the salt. Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and she was eating salty hamburgers. That's Jenna. Salty hamburgers and everything else that she shouldn't have been eating. Nana Rob said, Elena said that there was no next of kin and Adam made the decision or they both could have died. Let's see. Because the child was involved, it had to be Adam. It said because the child was involved, it had to be Adam. Coco wouldn't have been able to make the decision on Adam's child. Yeah, because it wasn't a feed, it was a stillbirth. So that child obviously was past maybe mid-second trimester, maybe close to the end of the second trimester. So, because they listed as a stillbirth, not a miscarriage. Yeah, so and that's why they have footprints on the thing and all of that, so, and they had to do a C-section, which that's the other unrealistic part of it, because even though she was big enough, she wasn't that big enough. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't, I mean, I guess people can carry small, but, yeah, I'm just looking at some of the comments. Yeah, that was Jay Money said because the child was involved, it had to be Adam. She demanded to leave the hotel and Adam tried to tell her to stay in. My issue with all of this is that I understand that she's grieving, but that man lost a child too. And he was trying his best to explain to her. Plus, the baby's lungs wasn't developed. That's the last thing that develops around 8 or 9 months is the lungs. And I think she probably was at about 6. Yeah, maybe 6.5, 7. And so the lungs wasn't developed. And she was saying, you could have figured out a way to save her and not me. Well, the baby wouldn't have been able to breathe on its own the way that it looks. So if he had said save the kid and not Sally, both of them probably wouldn't have made it anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, Delmonica, she was unconscious. I don't think she was in a coma. But, yeah, she was unconscious.
The one thing that got me through all of that, just the heartfelt part, was when Nick showed up and after they talked and everything, that was a real brotherly embrace.
Yeah, that was nice. He stuck out his hand to shake his hand. And then instead he pulled him in for a hug.
Yeah,
I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But it was a very, very, I think I even said in one of my recaps, it's a very triggering storyline and obviously because it was played so well by the two actors, or actress and actor, she got a lot. She posted them on her Instagram story, all of the compliments that she got from people talking about it. So yeah, I mean, but this could send him to the dark side, though.
You kind of saw it in his eyes today.
Oh, gosh, yes. I mean, what about the part where Victor tried to help him out?
Yeah.
What'd you think about that, Keisha?
I mean, Adam is grieving just like Sally is, so responding negatively right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about like Victor was trying to tell him, hey, I can help you through this. And he was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, because that's Adam being Adam.
Yep.
He knew that Victor didn't like Sally, so right now he's not. Of course, he's not going to really feel like Victor is being genuine about this.
No, he's not having it.
And I don't know. I thought when I wish that Nick would have. I guess that's part of my flip, but I didn't like that Nick left him at Society to go be with Sharon. It would have been nice if he would have just sat there with him.
Oh, you talking about when Adam sent him away?
When Nick and Adam were at Society, after he had given him that hug, and I wish, Adam was like, you should go home, you should go, be with Faith and Sharon, and it just would have been nice if Nick would have been like, no, I'm going to stay here with you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Come with me. Well, we'll both go to Sharon's house together.
Right.
Didn't leave him by himself to sulk.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially considering when he went back to Sharon's house and he was, telling Sharon that they lost the baby, and he was like, Sally will be fine because she has me, she's got Chloe, so Adam has nobody. And it's like,
you just left him.
You just left him at that restaurant knowing that.
Yeah, pretty much. He just left him there like, oh, okay, you good? Oh, okay, I'm out. Yeah, that was crazy. I want. Go ahead.
And then was nice. I thought that was very sweet. I always like those moments between Adam and Nick where they're on the same page, or they're being nice to each other.
I do too.
Yeah, I just I wish they could do that more often.
Me too.
Because he really has, like he told Victor, who do I have? I have no siblings, nobody. Because Victoria is still plotting his demise. Nicholas is focused on other things. Abby got her own life with her, I was going to say her husband, with Devon. And who else is there? Nobody.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They need at least, him and Chance was friends, but then they kind of broke that whole thing up too.
Yeah, they did. They couldn't even talk to each other civilly.
No.
Right.
Didn't one of them take a bullet for the other? I think Adam took a bullet for Chance, right?
Well, didn't they each at one time take a bullet for each other?
I think that's what it was.
They did. You're right. Because I remember at one point, one of the two saying that they were even.
Okay, what did y'all think about Nick asking Sally to move in?
After the trauma she just suffered, he probably could have said, why don't you come stay with me and heal? And then they could talk about it when she didn't just have a trauma, life-changing experience. I don't know. Sometimes I just think that they make Nick's character look so clueless. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree. That was the first thing it's so I'm assuming she's just going to go back and stay at the hotel. Yeah, because she don't want to stay with him.
Yeah, and that's what she said. She wanted to think about it more. A big decision to move, because it's not just him. Christian is there too.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish they would cast somebody to play Christian, because I feel like he's a myth or something.
Yeah, like listen, a Keisha, like Invisibeth.
Yeah. Yeah, because we ain't seen Beth.
Elizabeth.
I can't remember the last time they had an actual actor play Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it back whenever they Connor locked him in that shed? It's been a long time.
That's a long time ago.
Yep.
And that had to be like what, 4 years ago?
Long time ago.
Yeah, I don't. They just haven't brought any kids into. They aged. What's his name? Billy's little boy. Johnny. They aged him, and why not bring on a kid to play Christian or something?
Yeah.
Helena.
I would also feel like if I were Sally, it was almost like you're doing it out of guilt or pity for me because I lost my baby, and guilt because you weren't there, which I understand why Nick wasn't there because Faith was involved in that incident. It wasn't just Sharon. Like, Faith was literally kidnapped.
Yeah. Bree. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Bree said Nick holds the Simp Championship streak on Young and the Restless. Yeah, I don't know. He runs to everyone and everybody. I'm just wondering where the both of them go from here. Where does Sally go from here? Where does Adam go from here? It looks like he's probably going to go dark. With now this box situation with Sharon, does that push Nick back over there again?
I don't think so. Because I feel like we were expecting it to be, at least I was expecting for Nick and Sharon to just suddenly fall in love again with each other because of this situation. And I didn't see that. There was no, at no point was there like a moment where they were gazing in each other's eyes or they were being, hanging on each other's every word or anything like that. So I don't think that this situation did what we thought it was going to do when it comes to their relationship. So I don't know. And I'm also not going to call Nick a simp in this situation because his daughter was involved.
Yeah, that's true.
Had it just been Sharon, I would, but I mean, his kid was kidnapped, so you can't really be mad at him for doing, what he needs to do to get his kid back.
That is true.
Although I do want him to stop acting like he's ever been trained to be a police officer and let the police officers actually do their job.
I know. Oh my God, that man! When they tell him don't do it, let us handle it. What he do? He go and run.
Exact opposite.
Exactly. Exactly.
And what's up with the security team for Newman? I mean, they are not good.
They getting fired left and right.
Hey, Keisha, J Money said, you know what? He said when Nick was putting that knife on Sharon's thigh, that scene was kind of sexy.
So that was the one scene where I thought maybe something would happen there, like maybe they would kiss each other or something like that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
All I could think of was she's going to have to rip that tape off of her skin.
Oh my God.
The other thing I thought was they're taping the knife to her thigh. They're not taping a case to pull the knife out of to her thigh.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm wondering, what's going to happen when she tries to rip that knife between the tape and her thigh? She's going to, rip the thigh open? What is happening? But as we know, it all turned out okay.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. But you know what? Like you said, Keisha and J Money, that was because we haven't seen that type of contact between those two in a while, right? So for him to slowly wrap her thigh and then stick a knife in his hand, I'm like, okay, what we doing here? Exactly.
Yeah, but then it didn't result in anything.
Right.
I don't even think they didn't even have a short pause where they looked at each other. It was just like, man, there's a knife.
Yeah, and then they just left it right there. Nothing else. Nothing else. So yeah, I don't know. It was a very, I would say, Young and the Restless, I guess, what carried the show the last couple weeks, since they really didn't touch a lot on the Phyllis and Diane and all that storyline, which they're probably going to pick up that next week. We only had pretty much these two.
Hey, be right back.
Okay, no problem. Now I know. What did you think about yesterday's episode, Keisha? Because you don't like replays, and
I can't even remember what.
That was the one with John Abbott.
Oh yeah, I didn't really pay that much attention to it.
Listen, when they played it yesterday, I was like, I know Keisha ain't watching this one.
I tried. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that the lady that was talking to Traci, that's the guy that he passed on, of course. But that was his wife in real life.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I wonder
who she was.
I just couldn't. I didn't know if it was like a character that had been on like years ago, and I just couldn't remember. Excuse me.
Yeah, that lady is the widow of the actor.
Oh, Kim Douglas.
What'd you say?
Kim Douglas?
Yes.
Yeah, she's man alive. She's been around for years. She did a lot of what's that, as seen on TV? Not the like the infomercial stuff, didn't she?
I don't remember her in other stuff. I don't know. She might have been.
I always thought she was so cute. They made such a cute couple.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember her in some of the other stuff. I just knew that they had mentioned off camera that she was going to be on the show. So that's all I knew of her. Yep. But do you think that Traci was successful in calming down Jack and Ashley yesterday?
No.
Listen, no, Keisha, that was a fast no.
Ashley, she ain't trying to hear anything that Traci is saying.
Trish, Jenna says she used to be on the Home Show.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Yep. And Hallmark, I guess. She did some stuff on Hallmark too. Oh, that's what it's called, the Hallmark Home Show. Okay. Gotcha. All right, thanks, Jenna. I knew somebody in that chat knew who she, what Trish was looking for. But, yeah, because they made a big deal of that. She was all over the spoilers last week saying Traci is coming back to town and she's going to have to come in between and settle the thing between the Abbotts. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what's she going to do?
She always runs away. What do you mean she's going to solve it?
Right.
She's a runner.
She's a runner. She's a track star. Oh my goodness. But yeah, even if she did make some sort of headway with those two, it didn't last but a nanosecond. So
right.
Yeah, but I gotta say, Tucker is a hot mess.
He cracks me up.
Oh my gosh, that man is freaking hilarious. When he was over there talking to Nate, he was about to leave. Nick came charging in there, still wearing the black eye he had from last week. And Tucker was like, "Can you give me another glass?"
Right, that's getting good. You guys, that scene with Nick and Nate,
mm-hmm.
I was, I've always loved both of you guys. When I was okay with the banter until the last thing Nate said, when he said you couldn't keep him from getting your daughter, you couldn't be there to, be with Sally. When he said that, I was like, "Oh, dude, I cannot wait until you fall flat on."
Oh yeah, that was.
Don't pull that kind of stuff into that conversation y'all are having.
And listen, girl, that was disrespectful. wasn't it?
Big time.
Are you okay, Keisha?
My throat is dry for some reason.
Yeah. Girl, I hate when that happens. Your throat just tickling and you trying to get whatever is out back there.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's annoying. It gets so much, and you could be right in the middle of a conversation or saying something. All of a sudden,
Okay, sorry.
No problem. Just as long as you're good.
Yep. Dying over here.
Dang.
Oh
That is
man,
painful.
was you laughing at Tucker when you started choking?
Don't make her joke anymore.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Nate was wrong for that one.
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
Listen, I mean, he was sitting over there saying everything that Nicholas probably want to hear, and then he hit him with that low blow. You couldn't even save your own daughter. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, and Nick looked at him like he was about to take his head off.
Yeah.
Until Victoria walked over there.
And Victoria doesn't know what Nate just said to Nick.
If I was Nicholas, I would have told her.
I was thinking he was going to, but then he just sat there.
Delmonica, Keisha said, H2O, hope you're okay.
Yeah, it's it's getting a little bit better.
Are you sure?
Tell you what, man, when your throat closes up like that, it just seems like it's just not going to end.
Exactly. I hate that.
I thought I didn't think that's what Nate said. I thought he said, "Don't blame me because you couldn't save your own daughter, and that you weren't there for Sally when she lost." Oh
yeah, you're right. Baby. She did say that. I mean,
that was still
like low class. I mean, that was like
he didn't need to say that.
Classless. No, that was a real a-hole thing to say.
Yeah, he did say that. He said it exactly like you said it, Keisha. I forgot about that. Yeah. Don't blame me because you did blah blah blah. Yeah, he still didn't have to. That was unnecessary.
It was. Yeah, it was a low shot. That's something that only a really petty, absolutely no class, manipulative, turn the knife and a serrated knife at that kind of person. You can't trust that man as far as you can. And you know what it's reminded me of? When his dad turned all bad back in the day. You couldn't trust that man as far as you could pick him up and throw him. Remember how bad he hurt Olivia?
Mm-hmm.
So Nate's a chip off the old block.
Yeah,
and it makes me mad because I loved Nate, and now I'm like, Nate, can't wait.
They are really trying to take this character down a dark path. I mean, him being Dr. Hastings, he was really helpful. He stood up with, as being Victoria's, well, wait a minute. He was Ashlyn's best man, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was always helping people. Now, I mean, the only issue that he had sleeping with Elena, which of course Devon knocked the fire out of him, and he hurt himself and couldn't do surgery anymore. And then after that, they took the character down. Just man, it's bad. Nate is unrecognizable at this point from the old Nate.
He really is.
So, what was I going to say? And then he's acting like, oh, what do you mean? I'm going to be COO. I don't want your job. I'm like, dude, really?
But he wasn't lying though when he said this was Victoria's idea. Did he put anything in Victoria's head about you need to give Nick a break and I can step in?
I don't know. So let me ask you this: when they were in was that last week when they was in the hotel with each other?
Yeah.
And then he started throwing ideas out about Newman. And
he's planting seeds. He's very manipulative.
Yeah, he was being manipulative. Now, I agree with you, Keisha. he's not directly, he's being subtle about it. Does that make sense? Or do you think you disagree?
I guess I just never saw a moment where he was in her ear like, yeah, we need to get rid of Nick, or you need to get rid of Nick because he's not focused, or let me take over for Nick for a little bit until he gets himself together. Like I don't ever remember him saying that. He just kind of, I feel like he just kind of sits back and he listens to what Victoria is saying, and he agrees. He'll agree with her.
But then what he'll also do, he'll also remind Victoria that Nick isn't over what I did with my family, and I've paid for that. I've apologized for that. I'm checked, blah blah blah. So he's constantly opening a little bit of dirt and sticking another seed in there, and then patting the dirt back down, and then he's gonna water it a little bit. He's sneaky, man. He's sneaky.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I feel like the way her family is treating her is like Victoria has no brain, and
well,
every decision.
Look at this.
Every decision that she's making is Nate is some mastermind behind it. Like Victoria has been a businesswoman for over 20 years now.
But isn't it weird that so often, even though she's been in business all this time, for whatever reason, every time there's a package sporter in the room, she's deferring to the man. And it's like, you already know, you don't need to get some dude to back you up in what you're doing. You don't need that. I don't know why they always make her character, fall for somebody, and then that person is like the only person she can trust. She can't trust her family. Whenever her family literally saves her life every time she gets into a ridiculous situation with another dude because she can't pick them.
Yeah.
But who agreed with you, Keisha? Victor said at the table today with his wife is saying that he really truly think that Victoria is steering this thing and Nate is following. So that goes back to what you just said. I see little seeds there, but is it enough that Victoria is just making her own decisions because she wants to? And Victor obviously thinks so as well, like you were saying. She's doing it, he's following.
And at the end of the day, she's still the CEO. Victor's still, over the company. Mm-hmm. There isn't really much Nate can do.
Nope.
He will never, ever, ever be able to take over Newman. Like, that's never going to happen. In a million years would that ever happen.
Do you think that's his goal?
Outsmart Victor Newman.
Do you think that's his goal? He wants to run Newman?
That's what I feel like the weeks leading up to this, I feel like that has been the narrative, is that he's going to, make it to the top, and then he's going to put Audra, he's going to bring her up to the C-suite with him, and they've got some big diabolical plan. And I just, when it comes to Nick, that's what he's thinking. And I guess Nikki is also on that same page that Nick is. And I'm like, what is, how? Like, what is Nate going to do? There's no way that Nate would ever be able to oust a member of the Newman family from that company permanently, unless he would have to convince Victor. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't just be Victoria. He would have to convince Victor to take over Nick's spot and to permanently get rid of Nick. Yeah. And Victor's not going to let that happen if that's where Nick wants to be.
Honestly, he didn't want to be in part of Newman anyway. Remember? And then all of a sudden he came back because Adam was sniffing around at the time. But yeah, because that was and that's the other thing that's coming up in this discussion too, is him, Victoria making Nicholas take this leave of absence because of everything that's going on. But you didn't even do that yourself. You needed work to help you get through it.
She's such a hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, and then she was like, "Oh, but that's different. You know, the baby got, Sally's baby is gone, and Sharon and Faith and all of that." And I think she should have just left that up to Nicholas. If he want to
Yeah,
work,
for
he
sure.
can work. What you say?
Yeah, and it seems like she immediately goes to she hears the news about Sally losing the baby, and then hears the news about Faith, and she's like, "Oh man, that's horrible. Nick should really take some time off." Like she goes directly to the
Extreme.
what is she gonna get out of this, which is telling Nick to take some time off because she wants her boyfriend as her COO, which she wants that because Nate is pretty much going to do whatever she wants him to do.
Right.
Yes, man.
You're absolutely correct.
And Nick don't like that. Nick will tell her, when he doesn't agree and when he thinks something is a bad idea or, I'm not doing that. She doesn't get the 100% agreement from Nick like she would from Nate.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one because yeah, she won't get pushback from Nate. Nate'll be like, "Is that what you want to do? Let's do it." Whereas Nicholas will see something like, "I don't know about that, Vic,"
Yeah.
So this is going to be interesting because she immediately made him effective immediately. He's on leave, and now Nate is the interim COO.
Exactly what was predicted.
Yep.
You know what would be crazy is if Nick was like, "All right," and goes over and works with Adam.
Oh, that would be great.
That would be great.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they could pull that off. I mean,
I don't feel like Nick and Adam would get along long enough for him to, because he would be working under Adam.
Yeah, that's true.
Equal. I don't think his ego would take that. It would be nice if that would happen, and if they would just, be able to work their differences out, and Nick's, could keep his ego under control, and so could Adam when it comes to them working together. But I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, that would be awesome if they could figure out a way to make that work. But yeah, like you say, Nick ain't gonna want to work for his little brother. Trish in the back, come on.
I still am not understanding the reason for him wanting to bring Audra up to the C-suite.
Say that again.
The whole thing that him and Audra have been trying to work towards, which is putting her in an executive level position. I still don't get. I don't understand that. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't know. And my thing is, Victoria should be questioning it. Remember when she came down after they had their little session?
Yeah.
And she looked over at the bar, and was that Audra rubbing her arm or Nate rubbing Audra's arm? One of the two, when they was talking.
I think it was him touching her arm.
Okay.
I think. I'd have to double check, but I think that's what it was. Which to me, that would signal
Yeah, that's a red flag.
If it was the other way, you'd just say, "Oh, that's just Audra."
Mm-hmm.
But because I remember thinking, that's pretty assumptive. That's a soft touch.
Yeah, but you can tell she was looking at the two of them some kind of way about that.
And it's like, are her insecurities so bad that she's going to make this job happen for him because she doesn't want to lose him to Audra?
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you have or what your position is. Your insecurities are your insecurities.
Yeah.
I just looked at the scene, and he wasn't really rubbing her arm. He kind of like patted her.
Oh, okay.
Patted her arm.
Okay.
Which is, I feel like, a little different than a rub.
A little bit different.
But I mean, I guess
creepy feeling.
Yeah, I guess you walking downstairs and seeing your man kind of in that,
who still has stink on him
with somebody like Audra
and
somebody like Victoria, who I think is always a little insecure when it comes to her men. I'm sure she
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So I mean, now with does this okay? Let me ask you guys this right quick. With the whole thing with Adam and Sally, does it sound final after today with those two?
I felt like it did seem final.
Me too.
And I hope it is, because I'm tired of Adam chasing after her. Like, the girl isn't giving you any time of day. Even though she is pregnant with your child, she's still giving you the stiff arm. Like you said, like your favorite word, Letitia, he's being a simp. And I don't think I've ever seen Adam like this before.
No.
I don't even remember seeing him like this with Sharon. So it's just like, I just want him to move on from her, stop chasing her around like a little puppy dog and making all these suggestive comments towards her, about how much he loves and cares about her, and just move on. She clearly does not want anything to do with you. Just let it go and move on and find somebody else.
Do you think that whole... Okay, that's another question that comes up with Adam and Audra at that bar. I thought in the past those two met before. Because the way they made it in today's episode, she was like, you need to know who I am. And he was like, do I know you? And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought those two already crossed paths before.
I don't remember any formal meeting. They might have been in the same room at one time with her kind of hovering in the background like she does. But I don't remember that they've actually met. But to me, it was pretty, you're not a Newman, Audra. Nobody knows your name. Don't act like you should. I mean, seriously, really? You're going to say that to a Newman? That's like, no, just don't even try to play the card. That was ridiculous.
Very full of herself.
Yes. Man. I mean, I like confidence, but cocky is just annoying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there was any interaction between them.
I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything? Because, I mean, they made it look like that they've never met. And so I was hoping to
You would think that maybe they had, since they're both in the whole, the business thing.
Right.
Scheming like that, but I'm trying to think. Adam was not with Newman when she came into town, I don't think.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's see. He worked over at Jabot for a minute. Who was Audra working for before she got the job at Newman? She was working with Lily and she was working for Chancellor, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys, just real quick, there is a wild storm flashing past my house, and I am everything's like coming in and out, so I don't know if I'm going to lose my internet or what. So just FYI, if I disappear, you know why.
Oh.
Okay, dang. Are you in Texas? You in Texas, right?
Yes, it's been like 108, 111 degrees with the heat index, and the other night we had this horrible storm where I had several friends lose fences and pools. It's crazy. It's crazy. You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard it was a bunch of crazy storms down in Texas over the past few weeks. So, yeah, y'all be careful down there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about this time of year. You get it. Well, are you close to the Gulf?
I'm in the middle of the city of Houston.
Okay.
So I'm about 52 miles from Galveston. About 50 miles from Galveston.
Oh, okay. Okay. So y'all don't really get hit with the hurricanes, do you?
Oh, we do. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I mean, they can cover a third of the state.
Yeah, Jenna says that it's 109 where she is, and they're getting storms and hail.
Oh, no. Where is she?
Jenna, where are you? What did you say, Keish?
I said 109. Sheesh.
Yeah, 109.
Crazy.
Yeah, this wedding.
The pool is like 96, 98 degrees. You can't even cool off.
We're unseasonably cool in Ohio right now. We should be like up in the 80s, 90s by now. And the past week, I think the highest we've gotten is maybe to 80.
Wow. And see, we're normally, in Houston, we are normally in June, like 93, 94. Sometimes it would hit like 96, and you're like, oh no, not yet. Because August is usually the 100 degrees, end of July, August. It hit like a whole month early.
Jenna says she's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
You down there with the good food.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't see anything, but I will say that Adam saw right through her.
Yes, he did.
Adam saw, he was like, don't think you're going to try to flirt with me to get this, that, and the third. I was like, okay. Because she really tried to, come up all slide and flirtatious and whatnot. He was like, no.
Yeah, she was trying her best. It just was not registering with him.
That's why.
Other than that, the situation that he's going through of, grieving over the baby, he ain't trying to hear none of that anyway.
No, and when you have to try that hard, is it really worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sometimes she be a little too thirsty for it.
Yeah, she used that as her weapon. You know what I'm saying? Or a way to get into situations like what she gonna do with Kyle. Kyle can't stand a chance with this girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, she's gonna chew him up and spit him out.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, you dumping Summer. Granted, she, is her mother's daughter, but you dumping Summer to get with her? Yeah, okay, good luck with that.
Right.
So, but that's a whole nother live for next week.
Right now too, so he's probably just gonna dive into whatever he can to get his mind off of Summer.
Yeah.
You know what he's diving into?
Oh, you are crazy.
Put the snorkel on, folks. He's going in.
Oh my God. Well, listen, it's Friday night.
It is, and it is raining sideways here now.
Wait a minute, you got horizontal rain now?
We have horizontal rain, and the trees are going sideways.
Girl, you ain't got no tornado out there, do you?
No, just high winds.
Oh my gosh. What is going on down there? We haven't had any rain for days in Illinois.
Oh no.
Sheesh. So, and you say it's cool in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, when I was there last weekend, it was, in the upper 80s, I think it was?
Yeah, it was nice last weekend. It's not cold here. It's just been like 70s, 60s, 70s, low 80s, which is unnormal for mid-June, late June.
Oh, okay. Well, it was nice. I really enjoyed Cincy.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed my neck of the woods.
Wait a minute. Right, because you say you were when I was in Cincy, I actually sent Keisha a text saying, I'm in your town. She was like, where you at? I said, she was like, you an hour away. I'm like, yeah, we went to, for you guys, we went to Kings Island down there.
Cool.
Yeah, my son is a roller coaster junkie. That dude rode 4 or 5 different, those big roller coasters about 3 or 4 times each.
Oh man, if my neck wasn't bad, I'd be right there with him riding those roller coasters with my arms up, screaming at the top of my lungs, having a great time.
Yeah.
Roller coasters.
They rode roller coasters from 10 in the morning to 9 o'clock that night.
Oh, tell him that Trish is jealous.
Yeah, and I got the worst tan.
Oh no.
Oh, I was burnt.
You didn't bring your sunscreen, or you just couldn't put enough on?
I didn't put enough on, I think, and then I treated my skin with aloe vera. So, but other than that, all right. Are we done with Young and the Restless? Have we covered both weeks? Anything else?
I feel like.
Oh wait. I know what it was. When Jack was I had one thing I wanted to say, and somebody tell me if I have my timings or my dates mixed up, because it's just not working like it used to. When Jack was thinking back today about John, talking to him about, because it was John's ghost, right? Talking about you're back now, you're over the pills. And he's thinking about that. He's over the pills and thinking fondly of his dad. And then in the next scene with Jack and them, he's like, she's Phyllis's daughter, and disparaging Phyllis. And I'm like, dude, do you not remember you literally owe your life to Phyllis? So, yes, I understand that Phyllis has completely blown her entire life apart, but you're going to sit there and disparage someone that literally saved your life when you were fondly just thinking about going back to work after getting off the pills?
Yeah.
I was so annoyed by that. But
Yeah.
I don't think there were 2 times he was addicted to pills. I think there was only one.
Yeah. I
thought
mean,
he had a relapse at one point, like a short one. I could be wrong. But
I do know that the main thrust of him being addicted to pills, Phyllis took him, locked him up, stayed with him. He was sweating, having DTs, going through withdrawals. It was horrible. He did not even want to be on the planet anymore. And Phyllis helped him through every single second of that. And I just was really incensed that he would think about that time, in the time of even thinking about forgiveness in his, in the whole flashback thing, and then disparage her 5 minutes later. I was like, wow. I'm really not liking Jack right now. And yes, I am annoyed with Phyllis, and yes, I will always be. I have to put my disclaimer out there.
I feel like I'm more annoyed with Summer than Phyllis right now.
I'm annoyed with her too.
Yes. Summer is just, oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, Allison Lanier, she came on as the nice girl, and I think they're just trying to make her into this edgy person, and it's really annoying.
It's not even edgy, it's stupidity.
Like, right. She said stupid. She said a girl
she's
is
not listening to anybody. She's not listening to Daniel. She's not even listening to Phyllis when Phyllis is telling her, don't do that. Don't do what you're planning to do.
Right.
Like, you have ruined your life, your marriage. I won't say life. She ruined her marriage over her mom's shenanigans, and she continues to do so.
Yeah.
Like, she's still doing it. She still has not gotten through to her brain that she needs to stop trying to fix this issue that her mom created.
You are absolutely correct.
And she's about to make it worse whenever she finds this, witness, this guy that Jeremy Stark paid.
Yep.
And it's just like, how dense are you? And that the conversation that she had with Mariah.
Was that last week?
That was...
Or the week of the 5th?
That was this week.
Oh, it was this week. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Which Mariah has always kind of annoyed me when it came to Summer, because she, we always talk about this. When she first got on this show, she was a little troublemaker, and now she's holier than thou and lecturing Summer on, the stuff that she's doing.
Very self-righteous.
Take a seat. Oh, wait, that's later. Sorry.
Really, Trish? No, I'm just messing with you.
Initially, I didn't like the way Mariah approached her about it. It's like, Mariah, just back off and leave her alone. But then, when she was like, well, what would you do if this was Sharon and you thought she was dead, and then you finally got her back? Wouldn't you do anything to protect her? And Mariah was like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. However, you're going too far. Like, you're doing too much, and you're ruining your marriage right now. Like, your husband is just about done with you, and you're still over here trying to scheme and figure out how to get your mom out of the trouble that she made. So it's like, it's not sinking in with Summer that you just need to stop, because you're losing your husband right now. And she doesn't even seem apologetic about it. So I guess
the brakes on the train are broken, man. She's going right on that edge.
So I guess, I don't know. I guess if you're not sorry for all of the things that you've done as far as trying to protect your mom and basically throwing Kyle's mom under the bus, then don't apologize for her. But also, you're going to get a divorce.
Exactly.
Because Kyle ain't having it.
Nope. And they definitely are headed to Splitsville.
Because I've been waiting for Kyle to come home and tell her to get out. And she was trying to talk to him like, he didn't just find out that she's been hiding her mom all this time.
Well, right? The crazy thing is Nicholas, because he's been so caught up in all of this other stuff with Sally, he has no idea what has been going on. He don't even know that Phyllis is alive yet. Now, from what I understand with the spoilers coming up next week, that he is going to have it out with Phyllis, and I can't wait.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
That's going to be good.
Because Phyllis, he does not give her a pass.
Who?
Nick does not give Phyllis a pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he still loves her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like whenever he puts her straight, he's doing it because, you know, I mean, he wants her to get set straight. When other people do it, they want to throw her off the top of the building. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, let me ask you guys this. What about the whole thing, that conversation between Diane and Summer?
Oh, Summer, do not confide in her.
Right. Diane, she started out good where she, you know, was basically saying she doesn't blame Summer. She understands. She forgives her, whatever. And then she proceeds to bash Phyllis.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I get it. You're pissed off at what Phyllis did. But bashing Phyllis to her daughter is never going to end well.
Nope.
Like, she's not just going to stand there and listen to you talk about her mom like that. So say what you want to say to me. Like, if you want to be mad at me and cuss me out, be mad at me and cuss me out. If you want to forgive me, forgive me. But don't follow it up by then talking trash about my mom again. I don't care what she's done to you. I'm not going to stand there and listen to you talk about her like that.
Because here's a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. I mean, I was surprised about that whole thing anyway. I'm like, you gonna tell her things? I don't think so.
Please stop.
Yeah, what you said? Please cut it out. That was it.
I still don't like Diane. I don't care that Phyllis, you know, set her up. I didn't like that Phyllis set her up because, you know, look at the position that has now put Phyllis in, and now she really is the bad guy. But Diane is still, she's still an unlikable character right now.
She's still Diane.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diane is always going to be Diane. You know what I'm saying? So, as much as, and I know between Trish and Jenna, you guys, boy, y'all could start a I Hate Diane fan club.
I can't wait for Diane to fall. I really can't. It's going to be so much fun to watch her grovel. And
especially because she's been so smug.
So it's that smug smirk she gets on her face when she knows that she's needled somebody into that, goading them to do something untoward right when someone else is walking in the room. And I just can't wait for her to have egg or something all over her face, because she is a diabolical, awful person.
Jenna says she wants Phyllis to be the one to do it.
Oh, I would absolutely love that. But you know what would be even better? It would be even better if it was like Summer and Phyllis was there just to observe her daughter in all the glory of Phyllis's DNA.
Oh my goodness.
I'm totally kidding.
You are so funny.
J Money said, damn, y'all think Diane is unlikable? Yes, she is unlikable.
Yes.
She is unlikable because of how smug she is about the crap that she does.
Yes.
That's why she's unlikable.
Well, Jenna hates the whole storyline, and she's pissed off at Josh Griffith. Yeah, she ain't happy about this storyline at all. Yep. Okay. So, now that we cover everything, there was some Billy action in there, wasn't it? And some Billy and some Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that was about Connor.
Yeah. What's going to happen when Connor finds out that his little sister... Because I saw something about him spiraling or something. So I don't hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I hope not either.
So... All right, you guys, I know most everybody's waiting on Bold.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Everybody's waiting on Bold. Oh my goodness. Bold has had listen. Okay, you know what? Let's just move it on. All right, y'all done with the Young and the Restless?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's switch it over to the Bold and the Beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me go back. They got on my nerves last week because they kept dragging it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was like, really? How long y'all gonna keep dragging this thing out? It's ridiculous. Okay, so Bold and the Beautiful. Let me go to my summary for the week. Recaps. Here we go. Okay, for the week of the 12th. Alright, so Thomas questions Brooke about her fight with his mom and tells Steffi the trip will be strictly business while Hope fantasizes about him. Liam tries not being jealous. RJ thinks his parents should reunite, and Brooke taunts Taylor about giving Ridge back his faith and destiny. Okay. Hope leaves Liam in tears before jetting off to Rome as Brooke sets her sight on convincing Ridge she is his destiny. Steffi gets passive-aggressive with Hope. Brooke urges Hope to call Liam, and Liam drowns in his sorrows in pasta and bourbon. Now, this bourbon thing was a running joke for the past week and a half because everybody was in his comments talking about that bourbon. And then RJ and Finn convince Liam to surprise Hope in Rome, while in Italy, Brooke tells Ridge he won't resist the romance. Okay, whatever. Alright, so that was the first week, which was to me blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Most of the magic happened yesterday and today.
Didn't it, though?
Didn't it, though?
It definitely did.
So, okay, let's do it like this. We're going to start off with Brooke and Ridge. Well, Taylor, because Taylor was fussy about wanting to go on that trip and she couldn't.
Yeah.
Which, do you think she should have been able to go? I know we kind of talked about that 2 weeks ago, didn't we?
There was room on the plane. There was a seat on the plane. You know, I mean, she could have gone. Did she need to be there? No. But she could have gone. Both of her kids are involved. So,
right.
You know, she could have gone.
Her daughter is the co-CEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her son is the lead designer.
More stock than the other co-CEO.
That's who she should have went to instead of going to Ridge and basically begging him to go on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
That pathetic attempt at getting him to say that she could come.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
And at the end of the day, I think I said this a few weeks ago. If she really wanted to go, buy a commercial ticket. She don't have to ask permission to go to Rome.
Yeah, speaking of commercial tickets, what didn't make sense for me this week is Liam Spencer. Your daddy got a whole jet, and you was around there scrambling, looking at commercial flights.
Yeah, but remember, he's yoga boy, so he didn't want to make a super big footprint.
Girl. That whole storyline didn't make sense to me. That part of the storyline. It didn't make sense. Oh my God, I can't find anybody. Nobody got a seat. And I'm like, and people in the comments section was like, don't they have a Spencer jet? It makes no sense. Yeah. And then it had to take Bill to say, don't you know who your daddy is? And I'm like, I'm like, come on. Yeah, I had fun the last couple days with this. So, well, when the spoilers came out last week, I clipped it and I put it on Instagram. And so J Money absolutely loved the music videos that I create over there. And if you guys want to see the music videos, go over to CBS Soap Dish Recap on Instagram. And it's a ton of reels that I've done. But when that spoiler came out, I was actually at Starbucks in Cincinnati. And so I saw that, and my kids was look because they showed the clip of the promo. The promo came out, and they showed that of Hope kissing Thomas. Girl, I was in the parking lot promo making that video.
You know, it was so awesome because, man, she pulled him in hard and fast.
Girl,
she is not Snow White, and she is not innocent.
no.
She did it twice.
Yeah.
Girl, she went in for seconds.
I know what I have to say before my brain doesn't allow me to remember it. So the kisses obviously were steamy and hot, but to me, what was even more intimate is when they were walking and she automatically took his hand.
I know. Y'all.
I went, wow.
And that's what
was intimate.
Girl, wait a minute. I'm like, y'all shipping already as a couple?
Yeah, in public.
In public. She figured that Liam was way across the planet somewhere in LA, and that her in Rome and nobody knew them. She was like, we finna do our thing.
Alternative.
But the thing is that people recognize her there too. So
that's true.
The boldness of her grabbing his hand. Well, she kissed him twice in public, but also grabbing his hand and walking with him down the street. That was bold.
Yeah.
Okay, so the look in their faces about, and you know, they went and they hold hands, they had dinner, and he said, we need to get out of here before some. Where do you think they're headed?
I don't know.
I you know where the loins want to head, but you know that there is life outside this trip, and that what just happened, you're relishing in it. You know, you're having that moment. But I don't think they're going to do anything else. Now, is there a spoiler?
Wait a minute. Listen, girl, you didn't lead us to all these little fantasies Hope has been having over the past week. You gave us a good tongue action on that terrace in front of the Coliseum. Yeah. You need to give us some bedroom on the wall. Hey,
Hope Liam fans.
Girl, but that would be fire. And you can tell with the look in Hope eyes, she was more than ripe to get her back blown out.
No. She was going to break his back.
Yes.
She's not. She's gonna be the one.
Girl, listen, but remember, you're right, because in her fantasy, she's always on top.
She's the one.
Yep.
She's riding Thomas, so
he will submit to her. It's gonna happen.
Man, listen, the way her fantasies was, Thomas is looking up at her like, huh?
Whatever you want.
You know what though? What is going to piss me off is if after they leave Rome or whatever, and they get back home, if she starts to give Thomas the cold shoulder.
Oh yeah, I won't like that at all.
Oh, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Because you know how much that man loves you, is in love with you.
He didn't ask for her to do that, and he did not. He wasn't staring at her and looking her up. He wasn't like licking his chops. I mean, there was none of that happening. He was admiring, really, I thought, respectfully admiring her. And then all of a sudden, bam! And I saw some Hope fans were like, Thomas is manipulating her, and I'm like, no,
not this time.
You got to be real, man. This is not that anymore. This is very different, and let's not act like Hope is a saint. Hope has desires. Hope is human. We're animals. So Hope is an animal too. So deal with it. She gets that.
Well, Liam. Go ahead, Keisha.
I was gonna say she either needs to, like, right now while they're in Rome, tell him, you know what, I messed up. I let my feelings take over. I shouldn't have done that. I will never do that again. I'm sorry. Like, be very apologetic to him and end it now. or she needs to go back home and tell Liam, this is the deal. These are my feelings. This is what happened, and this is where we go from here. And not, I don't want her to play it as if Thomas, will he'll be fine. He'll get over it. This was nothing. It wasn't a big deal. Don't read into this, Thomas. I don't want her to do that to him, because that wouldn't be fair.
Now, let me ask you a question, because Medora Bohannon said, do you think Hope is just in lust, or she wants an actual relationship? Because she's never fantasized about being in one.
I think that because of the way that Liam has been constantly badgering her with the anti-Thomas stuff, and I think also because she's seen the changes in Thomas, I think that she is really actually attracted to Thomas. And I think she is not only attracted to him in a lustful way, but I think she is also drawn to him. And there's much more than just this surface stuff with her and him.
Yeah, I think it's a little of both too, because she still talks about how much she loves Liam. It's not like her and Liam aren't having sex, and she's not getting it from anywhere else. So I think it's a little bit of lust for Thomas and wondering what it would be like to be with him. But I think that she has clearly developed feelings for him as well.
Yeah, she definitely has feelings, all right. She's
not the type of person that, even though I did say, we're all animals and everything, she really is not the type of person that would act on only a guttural feeling. That's not necessarily true, because she has before. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I don't think that she would purposefully throw away her marriage if it was only physical.
Yeah. So you think they want? Okay. So you're saying you think that they probably want to pursue something more because they share a son too.
I think it could well be.
Oh man, I'm wondering where they're gonna go with this. I mean, are you guys? Because the way it looks today, we had these two, then we got Brooke and Ridge back together. Then this whole crazy thing with Liam kissing Steffi.
Okay, that right there, that guy, no. See, that's why I have always said, since you and I first met, Liam needs to be alone.
Yep.
And I'm glad Steffi pulled away from him.
Yep.
She could have done it a little faster.
She could have, it was
and a little harder.
Yeah,
I'm glad that she did.
Yeah.
And what I hope is that when she gets back home, I hope she tells Finn what happened.
I do too.
And I hope Finn gets in Liam's face about it.
And I hope that she finally sees Liam for the weak waffler that he is.
Yeah, how you gonna get mad at Hope for kissing Thomas and then you turn around and kiss your ex?
Right. Like literally minutes later.
Exactly.
Yep.
You didn't even let it like settle in.
No.
That's just your immediate reaction is to go and kiss Steffi.
Okay, so let's kind of play it. Was that thunder?
That's thunder.
Oh my gosh! Be careful, Trish. Is it? Oh my goodness! My gosh!
It's pouring.
What is going on down there, girl? See, you know what? That's what they need. They need some rain and some thunder, some candles.
J Money in the comments like, well, he was hurt.
Well, wait a minute.
We're not going to let him use that pass.
Wait, Keisha. Listen, J Money was saying to me, how are you going to feel when you when you realize what happened between Steffi and Liam and what this means for Finn?
It don't mean nothing for Finn because Steffi pulled away from him, and Steffi doesn't want to be with Liam. She wants to be with Finn. And I hope that she goes back home, like I said, and tells Finn exactly what happened. That Liam was upset and he kissed her. She pulled away from him, and then Finn goes and gets in Liam's face about it.
Well, here's the crazy thing. J Money is trying to ship Finn with Taylor.
Nope. Oh no.
I told
you a timeout for that one. Time out.
Because he asked me that earlier. He sent me a message on Instagram. Do you think they're trying to put
nope.
Taylor and Finn together? I'm like, oh no.
We're not even starting that one.
No. It's a no for me.
J Money said that Steffi pulled away really slowly.
Stop causing trouble.
Right.
This is not going to break up Steffi and Finn.
If she keep it a secret, it will.
That's why I'm hoping she says something as soon as she gets back home. And in the very next scene, I hope to see Finn cussing Liam out.
She should call him right now. Put him on FaceTime. You will not believe what Liam did to me just now. Look at this man. This man just tried to kiss me. He planted his lips on me because his wife is kissing my brother. But
One
you
of
know
my
what
favorite
I love? Is Liam actually said, no, Steffi, it was Hope.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. Because I'm wondering, are they trying to shake things up? Because in the past, Steffi and Liam, Waffle Boy, have a little bit of fire between them. She brings the fire to him. Thomas is bringing the fire to Hope. They ultimately is going to put Ridge and Brooke back together. Yeah. Is it possible that they're trying to do a swap-a-roo here? Possible. I know we don't like it, but could that be something that they're doing to spice these couples up?
Swapping who? Finn with who?
Not Finn. Finn gonna be by himself.
Oh. No, he's not. Him and Steffi are not breaking up over this.
Wait,
it's not happening.
Wait. I'm not saying that I'm just saying, is it possible that they're trying to mix these couples up to bring extra spice? Because we already know Liam and Hope are boring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thomas haven't had a girlfriend since Caroline, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So they are not bringing anybody new on, so they could be moving Hope over to him. We know
that didn't have Zoe, but that was kind of a total.
Yeah, that was just him making Hope jealous.
Yeah.
And then we knew ultimately Brooke and Ridge were going to get back together.
Yeah.
But the spice, right? Do you guys see the same spice between Steffi and Liam that you see with Steffi and Finn?
Well, Steffi spices up any relationship that she's in.
Exactly.
That's true. She brings the fire.
She does.
I don't know. I'm wondering what they're doing with this. Because obviously this is going to be create a ripple effect. At least with these two couples. If Steffi start catching feelings for Liam all over again, I'm going to be upset. Because it's like, why are we doing that?
Yeah. Nope. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Now, if they want to leave Waffle Boy by himself, that'll be fine with me.
I mean, Wyatt's been by himself for a while. Thomas has been by himself for a while. Liam can be by himself.
He should be.
Yep.
Give that boy some time to think.
He can be the single troublemaker. Trying to cause problems for other people. He can be that guy. They could make Liam dark like Bill. Give him a little little span of time where he just loses his mind.
I'd like that.
Now, there's a problem with this whole Thomas Hope situation. This is going to get back to Brooke.
Yep.
And that's what I think is going to hurt Brooke and Ridge's relationship, where he's, you guys, I can't take this. Pine cone equals Taylor and a keyhole equals Brooke.
Oh my God. That whole keyhole storyline was just as corny as the pine cone.
Yes.
Seriously, I told my husband, when Ridge looks through that keyhole the second time, Brooke is literally going to be standing in that keyhole, like on right in the pathway. And there she comes, and we just started laughing. I'm like, this is just so funny.
I'm like, please spare us the theatrics of these two getting back together because it's been 80 years and it's not.
Yo, did you say 80 years?
I don't care anymore. It has.
She's...
Like, this has been going on between them since the beginning of this.
She saw him across a crowded room at the party they catered when she was like, 21.
Right. So there's nothing fun about the two of them getting back together because this is the 100th time that it's happened. This isn't like Hope and
Thomas. Right.
Yeah. Or when, Steffi found Finn after she thought that he had passed away.
Or when Steffi ran up to Liam, when Liam went to Steffi on the beach. That was fun.
Like none of that works with Brooke and Ridge anymore because it's old and nobody cares.
I mean, remember, I will say this. The whole running scene today, he was faster when he was chasing Taylor.
Dang.
So it was just lame. Like, just put them together and be done with it. We don't need this. Nobody cares. We don't need it.
Are we over it? Kind of over it.
Yeah. I'm over it.
Because we knew it was going to happen. Everybody knew that this was what was going to happen when we found out that they were going to Rome together. We knew this was happening.
Yep. You are absolutely. And then on Monday, the Andre Bocelli guy is supposed to sing for them and, all of that. And I mean, okay, now I kind of wish they would have did something like what they did with Ridge. Not saying that scene with Thomas and Hope was hot. But give them the grand whatever, right?
Yeah.
Instead of, it's like wash, rinse, and repeat. I've been saying that all week when it comes to those two.
Well, and how are they all getting home? Is Liam actually going to fly in the jet with them?
Bill probably going to swing by and be like, hey, so how did it go? Well,
he's going to call his dad to come and pick him up.
Daddy.
Did you guys notice before he kissed Steffi how he was grabbing his arms and shaking and carrying on?
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm like, oh. Scott Clifton acted that out real crazy.
He did. And I was surprised that he didn't do what I thought he was going to do, which was try to run over to Hope and Thomas and, like, I don't know, try to fight Thomas or something like that. But he just, instead of being in denial, he was like, well, I guess she does want Thomas.
Yeah, Steffi got pissed because Steffi was like, I told him not to. And Liam was like, no, it wasn't Thomas. It was Hope.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Liam actually, because he was finna call up there. He was like, let me stand back and see what's going to happen. And I'm glad he saw that it was not only Hope kissing him the first time, but she went in for seconds.
Right. And scratched his face again.
Yes, she did.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Can you imagine if she would have seen her put her hand in Thomas's hand and it fit just like a glove?
Oh, when they was walking down the street?
Yeah. Could you imagine if Liam would have said that? Because he said, I think my marriage is over. But if he would have seen that, he would have known.
I want him to see something else.
Right?
Yeah. Well, he's always said, or he said before, I forget how long ago it was, but remember, I think he was talking to Wyatt, and he was like, Thomas is the one thing that I wouldn't forgive.
Yeah, remember he also claimed, he said she chose to do that when she knows that he's my nemesis.
Yeah.
I don't know. Liam might be done. Just as done as Kyle is.
Mm-hmm.
Which Liam would be if he. So let's say they go back home and Hope is like asking for his forgiveness or whatever, and doesn't want to get a divorce. The amount of crap that Liam has put Hope through when it comes to Steffi.
Yep.
The nerve that he would have to not give her a second chance.
Yep.
Would be beyond me.
Absolutely beyond me too, girl. I mean, like off the charts beyond.
Like of all people, you should, and her and Steffi were rivals.
Rivals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So of all people, you should know how this feels, and you should be a little more, accepting of her mistake.
Yep.
Okay, so
She views it a mistake.
can I ask? Let me ask you guys a question. So let's go back to the Liam and Steffi kiss. That forehead to forehead action, that was a little bit too close to me. Even if Steffi did not want him to kiss her.
Yeah, it was inappropriate.
That was very inappropriate. I mean, they were like bonding, and she's trying to console him, and they got nose to nose, forehead to forehead, and I'm like,
it's not her job.
Yeah, you need to go talk to somebody else.
Yep, call your brother. Call your daddy.
Exactly. So I don't know. I think that's why some folks in the comments, not over here on YouTube, but in other places, are saying that Steffi might be considering it, because why would you let somebody in your personal space that close?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no other place but a kiss after that.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope that that's not what's happening.
I am too.
And I'm just going to hold out hope that was just Steffi, being one of Liam's close friends, and she didn't mean anything by the little forehead to forehead action.
Yeah, because they were close. I gotta say, Jacqueline has been hiding that belly with them big old purses.
Oh my gosh, those purses she's carrying around. That is so funny. She looks so cute, and oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did she do? Anybody know?
I have no clue.
I don't know either.
I mean, she should be pretty big now. If she was, I think they filmed that like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, right? So yeah, I mean they're 4 weeks down the road. I would think that she's showing now. Hey, did they strike? Are the is that the writers? Mm-hmm. Did they decide? Yeah, did they decide not to strike?
I thought they were on strike.
I thought they were the ones that were on strike first.
Oh, they're currently on strike.
Yeah, I
don't think it's over.
Okay.
I think it was the actors that were talking about striking after that.
Oh, I thought they were just there to support the writers. I didn't. I guess maybe they were thinking about it too. I don't know. Yeah. I can't keep.
I don't think that the actors have done it. I think they were talking about. It was talks of actors striking.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at the bottom line and the profits and everything, and it's them doing, putting their faces out there to be either, a lot of actors take a lot of heat when they go out in public. I mean, to me, that deserves some bank. You should get paid.
Yeah.
And I know some of them make a lot of money and everything, but there's some of the ones that aren't on very often. They're not living the high life. They're just working folks.
Yeah.
And the writers need to make money. I mean, they're the ones developing the stories that are enticing all of us to watch all the time, to watch the advertisements, to have all the products pushed on us, to go and buy those products. And I mean, we're all keeping the money flowing in this.
Yeah, that's true. A money train.
Yeah.
Bree, Keisha. Bree said Steffi would leave Finn in a heartbeat. We all know this.
Nah.
Well, I will say I do remember years ago when when Brooke was yelling at Steffi saying, "You stay away from Liam, blah, blah, blah. He's with Hope, da, 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 da." And Steffi stopped her dead in her tracks and looked her dead in her face and said, "I will never say no to Liam."
Ooh.
But she did when her and Wyatt were married.
Yeah, she did.
When Steffi and Wyatt were married, Liam tried to talk Steffi into divorcing him and getting back together with him, and she told Liam no. And Wyatt and Steffi, if I remember correctly, ultimately ended up breaking up because of Quinn. Because Quinn I can't remember what Quinn was doing, but she kept doing things that interfered in their marriage, and Steffi had enough of it.
Yeah.
And they finally broke up because of that. But Liam tried to get her away from Wyatt, and she wouldn't leave Wyatt for him.
It's always something, because the reason that Steffi slept with Liam with the whole who's the daddy situation between Finn is because of the fact that he thought he saw Hope kissing Thomas, but Thomas was kissing the mannequin, And then he ran straight over to Steffi's instead of looking for the, to talk to.
Because he's the runner.
Right, he's the runner, he's the track star too, but he always run to Steffi and they ended up in bed together then. So it's somewhere along the line. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see on Monday what Steffi does next.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Got any spoilers? What's up? What do we know?
That's the thing, girl. I'll put the spoilers out over the weekend. I don't usually the Young and the Restless spoilers come out a lot earlier. There are some, but they're pretty tight-lipped when it comes to Bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, or else they'll throw something out there to throw you off, and it'd be something totally different. Bold is good at that.
Well, and I saw so many posts saying, "Oh, Rena Sofer's coming back to Bold," blah blah blah, and now it's like this whole announcement comes out. I don't know if it was for real or not. And evidently, I think she's going back to GH.
Right. It's like
I'm like, I bring her back. I love Quinn. I want my Quinn back.
Yeah.
So, the interesting thing is everybody got action on the trip, a little romance, except for Carter.
I know. I wish that they had Katie had gone with him.
I guess.
Sorry, y'all.
Basically fit Willing.
Yeah, he was totally. I mean, when he did, I really thought that he set that whole thing up with the keyhole, with Brooke being on the other side.
Oh my God, that thing was so
Rich,
stupid.
Look through the keyhole. Look. You want to look through the keyhole, Rich? Look through the keyhole.
The girl was freaking lost. She just. Yeah, I mean, Brooke was just lost. She just happened to walk in front of the area where the keyhole was there. And I'm like, and then he was like, "Oh my God, look what I see."
He had to run through a gated security, so she would have had to go through some gated security. So it absolutely was a setup.
Of course it was, just like that stupid cannon.
Hope they had some earplugs in there for the OSHA requirements.
Well, listen, girl. I mean, and then she was like, "We just need a sign," and then she wink over at the guy, and then he shoots the cannon. I'm like, come on, y'all.
Give him the directive of when that thing goes off at the same minute, second every time it goes off.
Oh, somebody else was saying on social media about the fact that they did all that in Rome for 2 dresses or 3?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be some big fashion show.
No,
Yeah.
It was a photo shoot.
Oh.
It was a photo shoot.
Okay.
A fashion photo shoot.
Girl, for 3 dresses?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can go
We're supposed to assume that they did all the other dresses too, but we didn't get to see that. When in actuality, if they would listen to us, they would know that we actually did want to see the fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Hope for the Future fashion show back in November was huge. I mean, but yeah, they made this big deal about this thing, and then we saw Brooke in a pink dress and her in a white one, and then she had the little silver one with that stuff in her hair.
Ludicrous.
And then the rest of it.
Press conference.
Yeah, the press conference, exactly. But to me, the highlight of the week was yesterday and today, and I ain't talking about Brooke and Ridge.
Nope.
Yeah.
Man, I will say I did not expect the whole Liam and Steffi kiss. That threw me.
I didn't either.
Because I didn't expect him after being pissed off at Hope kissing somebody else, you go and do the exact same thing.
Right. I yelled at my TV when I saw it. I'm like, no.
I did the same thing. Sick. You're sick. You have mental problems. Get off of her.
Right.
Yeah, I just wish that she had been like, "Hey, what are you doing?" or something.
Maybe Monday we get to hear what she says.
I hope so. But I just need a Devon Penthouse scene with Thomas and
for sure.
Thomas and Hope. Because those little freaky fantasies last like 5 seconds. So.
No fantasies having me in tears. I'm sorry.
You didn't like them?
It is no in tears, as if like I'm dying laughing.
Oh, you thought it was funny.
They're so cheesy. It's so like I feel 80s. that one genre that we're probably not allowed to say. Yeah.
Wait a minute, you thought it was cheesy?
I thought it was pretty hot.
Hope's fantasy scene?
Yeah.
The one where she was on top, I thought that was pretty hot.
Girl, she on top of Liam, Lord. She on top of Thomas?
Just the music,
Oh,
like
the music, yeah.
the shots of the way her hair is blown in the wind, the way, like the
It's no romance novel.
the way it looks,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know how to explain it, but like the I don't know, just like the way the scene looks in general looks very like 1980s. It's just cheesy to me.
J Money says
They did use forest green, so
wait a minute, they use what?
forest green.
Oh.
You know, the 80s, like everything was forest green, right?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty hot. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. Man, I had so much content to work with this past week. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Listen, her fantasies with those candles. I did not like you know, when they led into the fantasy, there was this big old flashing light or something. And then, of course, they had her hair blowing. But that's what a fantasy is usually. When you thinking about a hot guy you want to get with, you create all these scenes in your head. And I guess she had to have all of that going on. But the fact of the matter, he wasn't on top. She wanted to take control of him. That was...
Yep.
Yeah, she wanted to be the one in control in that situation. But he did grab her on the back and stuff, you know, had her arm, rubbing her back and stuff like that. But I thought it was pretty hot to me. Wait a minute. Let's see. Who said that? Bree said it looked like it was a Red Shoe Diaries preview. Oh my God. For those who don't know what Red Shoe Diaries is, you would probably have to go back to the 90s with Skinamax. So,
Yep.
Let me see. Yeah, it was an 80s strobe light. I guess if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, Hope was singing I Want to Ride It. J Money is a fool. Yeah, the look on her face, like I said, on that terrace and in that restaurant, oh yeah, she was ready. She's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my question is the writers going to let it happen, though?
I know. I'm just really curious to see what she, like, how this is going to play out after Rome. Because right now they're just in a fantasy land.
Yeah, she's living in an alternate universe right now.
So, back with the Adam and Sharon, who else had a hot scene? Victoria and Nate. Do you think that they would do something like that? Have they done something like that on Bold?
I feel like Steffy and Finn had a pretty hot scene together.
Yeah, that's true.
And the scenes with Hope and Liam when she was thinking about Thomas.
Oh.
I wonder if he's put that together yet.
Oh, he will next week. He gonna start. According to the spoilers, he gonna put all the puzzle pieces together. So he's gonna realize that's why she was tearing up that sofa.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because all they did was have sex on the sofa. I guess they don't, something wrong with their bed or something, so.
I don't know if they have another room. I think it's the door. You go through that door and you go to this unknown abyss that has like the kitchen, the kids' rooms.
I hate that big
These
cabin.
two bathrooms. I love the little cabin, but show it like it is, man. Let's not pretend it's a whole house.
I mean,
I've never liked that cabin. It's always felt very cluttered.
Yeah, the tiny cabin in the woods. That's what I call it too.
Well, I like it whenever I actually love it in the winter when they have the snow scenes going on and the fireplace and everything. I think it's just really cozy. I do think they need to lose that little table and chairs.
Yeah, I would think She works for Ford.
Dino, man, what's the matter with you?
He whines and cries. That's what he does. What'd you say?
I said, move to Encino. Go buy a nice house.
Right. That's the same thing
You're
with
millionaires.
That's the same thing what we were saying with Kyle and Summer. Why are you living up in that house?
Yeah.
You know, well, it don't matter now. So, but yeah, they better. I hopefully we won't be disappointed. But I mean, I would think that if my sex life has been going a specific way, and then all of a sudden you act like you a corn star, then I'm gonna be thinking like, wait a minute.
And then I actually literally watch you pull into, and like, it's not just a kiss, it's a kiss.
Girl, that was a tongue. That was a tongue and tonsil wrestling match.
That was like I am digging for your soul.
Oh, jeez.
Your toes just got wet from my tongue going down your throat.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. YouTube. Yeah, I already marked it. Nobody under 18. So don't flag. Don't flag.
The kids should be asleep.
Yeah, it's it's kind of late, but man, Trish, dang. She said her toes is getting wet. Oh my God.
I've missed y'all. I haven't been able to just joke around.
Yeah, she gotta unleash everything she's been thinking about.
It's like Alien whenever that thing comes out of her chest.
Oh my, what?
When the monster is like coming out. There's Trish. No.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. What are you drinking over there?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Not a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. I'm going to give you a bombastic side eye when you say that.
Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do?
Oh, boy. But, yeah, please, writers, don't leave us hanging on this one.
Right.
Please don't. Don't take us up to this point and then say, oh, she's going back to Liam. They're going to work on their marriage. I'm going to throw the TV out the window.
Absolutely. We'll feel like we're in one of those courses where you have to deal with, incomplete tasks.
You're right.
And you have to get over it, and just move on. And I don't want to.
Maybe they're trying. Well, they've already recorded it, but I'm wondering would they kind of slow burn it again, just to see what everybody's reaction was from these last 2 episodes. Because what they could do is say, "Hey, let's put it out there. We're gonna slow burn these two. Probably they get looks at each other at the office, and they, act, kind of play around and flirt with each other for the next couple weeks or so, maybe so they can gauge how the fans feel about it."
I mean, I could see that, and I'm really hopeful that they don't just, a lot of people are going to be pissed off. We all know this, but at the same time, come on, you guys, this keeps all the characters working, right? This keeps them in front of you. They're on the screen. You're happy to see them. Give them the airtime. Have fun with the storyline. But I think that. Hope needs this. Hope needs to be a disaster for a while.
Well, I mean, the other thing is they need to spice it up, because if they keep, like you said, with Liam and Hope been back together since 2018, so they haven't touched this couple in 5 years. So somewhere along the line, they need to do something. Plus, Thomas, like I said, he hasn't had a solid woman in his life since Caroline.
I wish, honestly, that I wish they'd bring her back from the dead.
Yeah, like and send Diane back.
You can keep Diane. Diane can stick around, but I gotta love to hate Diane. Suzanne Walters does a great job.
Now, Hope and Thomas had a moment in Cabo until Liam came down there and disrupted that. That was back in 2012.
Yep, I remember that.
You know, when the other Kim Matula was playing Hope. Thomas and Hope was trying to figure that out, and Liam came down there, and that threw that off. But that was the last time they actually had contact. So now, 11 years later, they're trying to bring it back full circle with these two. But, anywho. All right. Is that all y'all had? Did you get it all out, Keisha? Because I know you were excited about this.
I think so.
Okay. What about you, Trish?
I'm good.
I'm good. Okay. So let me go. Before we get to the other two segments, let me ask the question that I asked at the beginning of the show. Who's the better man for Hope? Thomas or Liam? First category is who is most loyal for Hope between the two of them.
Thomas.
Clearly Thomas.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Waffle Boy don't get a point for that. Alright, and what gave me this, I better send them a shout out. What gave me this inspiration is Soap Dirt, because they kind of did something similar. I'm like, I want to ask you guys what y'all think.
Cool, Soap Dirt, that was a great idea.
Yep, I thought that was really fun. What do y'all think about who has the best family backing or support when it comes to these two men?
Like, of their own family? I think they both have good backing, because I feel like Taylor will do anything to make Thomas happy, and Ridge has gotten better at also supporting his son, although, you know, they had their little fallout behind what he did to Brooke. But I still think ultimately they're still supportive of Thomas.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Go ahead.
Bill and Wyatt, of course, you know, they're supportive of Liam.
As is Brooke and Hope and Donna.
You might as well call him a Logan boy.
Families. Yeah, he's got.
Yeah, that's true.
Call him a Logan boy. So you think it's a tie there?
If we're talking about their own families, I think it's a tie. But if we're talking about extended family, then clearly the Logan sisters drool all over Liam.
So they were saying, when I was listening to Soap Dirt, she was saying how with Liam, the access to like financial wealth and stuff like that to take care of him, even though I think Hope has her own money.
Yeah.
But when it comes with these two, Liam only has money based through his father, whereas Thomas is a lead designer. What do y'all think about that statement? And because Spence
actually, so I mean, I don't know what Forrester Creations, what their bottom line is in profit, but Bill is a billionaire.
Yeah.
So I think the access to money would be on Spencer Publications side, because they're diversified and there's real estate involved. And Forrester Creations is a fashion house with retail stores, and usually you rent retail space. So I don't know what the valuations are, but I would think that a billionaire magnate would be richer than a design house owner. But somebody would have to tell me. I don't know.
I wish the writers of the show would kind of give us like a scale of, when you think of Forrester and, you know, soap world, think of how big, I don't know, Louis Vuitton or, you know, one of these other big fashion houses are in real life. Like, what is the scale of how successful Forrester Creations is?
Yeah, I guess some fat. You're right. There's fat Coco Chanel, Versace. There's a lot of fashion houses that are worth hundreds of millions, or I don't know about $1 billion or not. But
well, here's the thing: if they use their name, they'll probably charge them for it. You know how
there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because
yep.
Because they'd be
So
like, go ahead. What'd you say?
Sorry.
No, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say. So I don't know. I think either way, considering that Forrester has been in business for over 30 years. Like, I don't know how long it had been before the show started, like when it was established. I would think that family probably is also very stacked when it comes to the money.
Well, with their house and where it is, if you think about where it's supposedly located in California, that's got to be like a $30 or $40 million house.
Right.
Maybe more. I mean, because if you look at some of the shows on TV now where they're talking about selling Sunset, selling Beverly Hills and all that, and you see some of these houses. So in order to buy that level of a house, you would have to be, what, 100 million net worth?
Probably.
To be able to afford that kind of property?
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's either way you look at it, it's more money than I got.
Gotcha.
Right.
Right, exactly.
They're there in LA. They also have their international branches.
Yeah, and that's not the only house they own. They own a cabin. They have yeah. There's billions involved, I'm sure.
Gotcha. Yep.
But does he have a piece of the pie like Steffi does?
He owns 5%.
He owns some shares.
So I wonder if Liam owns shares in Spencer at all.
I don't know.
100%
I don't know. Is it public or not? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right, here's the third question. Stability. Like mental stability?
Well, I mean, clearly Thomas has had his problems.
But Liam has also had his. I mean, the mind games he played, between her and Steffi, that was some mind games. That wasn't right. But I think he is more stable than Thomas.
Yeah. So
nobody, like, at least on the show, has ever really pointed out to him, like, do you realize how manipulative you are?
Yep.
Like, nobody sees him as being manipulative when it comes to Steffi and Hope.
Right, because it's under the radar, and he's using the nuances of the relationship and the emotions, and he does it in such a subtle way that it's almost diabolical.
Right.
Yeah. But Thomas, I think Thomas is, when it comes to the mental stability, Thomas is definitely he wins that race over Liam.
Right.
Right.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah. he's done some
very questionable things.
Yeah.
Now
felonious.
I know, right? Now what about chemistry? So we've seen the chemistry between Hope and Liam over the years, and then of course now we're seeing the chemistry in these 2 days. We gotta look, because all those fantasies was Hope, but between Thomas and Hope in this past 2 days, do you think who has the best chemistry?
Go ahead.
I think the hot factor right now is Thomas and Hope. And quite frankly, that's Liam's fault because of the needling and trying to father his wife and treat her like a child. I don't know. I mean, I think Thomas and she have a lot of chemistry, and she and Liam have that comfortable slipper thing going on. But she and Thomas are like the hot high heel slippers with the fuzzy toe thing,
So So do you think it's a tie with these two, or do you think Thomas got it?
Thomas.
Okay, yeah. Dang. Okay, and then long term, who do you think is best suited for her long term? And in soap years, that could be a year or two. So long term, is it better with Liam, or long term could it be better with Thomas?
I think
you go. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
My bad.
No, you're fine. I think Hope would be in my opinion, a more likable character with Thomas.
Really? So you can see long term with Thomas.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
do I think that's going to happen? No. But in whatever short time they give us with her and Thomas together, I think she'll be more interesting than she is when she's with Liam. Plus, they have, Douglas's. She's Douglas's adopted mom, so they've got Douglas together, and I think they'd be a cute little family.
So okay, so because that sounds like a little bit of chemistry too. So long term, like the everyday movements, they're working together. All of the stuff that we would normally see with the couples on a long term basis. Could they go long term? Like with Liam, Liam is I mean, in their, I won't call him a waffle boy at this point because in the relationship, he just go along to get along until it's, till Thomas gets on his nerves. Would Thomas possibly become obsessive over her, maybe with other guys working with her? Or would he try to, because he really is so laser focused on Hope, could he, long term, could he get more possessive?
If he stays in therapy, I think that he can have a healthy relationship. I do want to say that I do believe that at this point, and only because Liam kissed Steffi.
Yeah.
I don't think Liam is good for Hope long term because there's always that uncertainty and that cloud hovering over. Not that Thomas has not done some really dastardly, unsavory, illegal things that were heartbreaking. But in this moment, I'm going to say, yeah, I think they could be good together for a while. And it would be hotter, and it would allow her character to chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that. Now, the other problem with long term is you got to look at Brooke, though. Right. I don't know if she's going to be happy with that.
Oh, she's going to hate every second of it, and that's what's going to destroy her.
And especially if Waffle Boy is always crying to her because she's a champion of Liam all the time.
Yeah.
So she would probably try to figure out ways to undermine that relationship just to get Waffle Boy back with her.
Right. And I don't think, like Trish, I know you said that that's going to hurt her relationship with Ridge, but it's been how many years now that she has basically hated Thomas, and Ridge still, it doesn't matter to him. And that has always bothered me. I'm like, I don't understand how you carry on a relationship with a woman who detests your children.
I think in this case it would be because it was her daughter that did it. It wasn't Thomas that went after Hope. Hope went after Thomas. And I think that if Brooke is going to act how we think she's going to act about it, mm-hmm. I think that would give them the opportunity to write Ridge as saying, you know what, this is crazy. Your daughter did this, and she instigated this after my son made it clear that he was moving on and that he was doing better in his life, or all the stuff. Mm-hmm. And your daughter came after him and planted this seed again, and what if it goes long term, left her husband, and you still hate my son. This is ridiculous. We're done. They could give him, that could give him release of the whole whatever the hell just happened today with this stupid keyhole.
Yeah.
I don't think it will though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think they'll still do the thing where she's like, let's not fight about our kids. I don't want our kids to tear us apart. And then he's like, well, okay.
And then she's bad mouthing.
Right.
Well, then somebody gonna have to, because even though I don't think me personally, they might be going somewhere. I don't think they're gonna go anywhere with the Steffi and Liam thing. I think he's gonna get back to LA and be crying all over the streets. And I mean,
and there's one other thing I just thought of, you guys, is when Brooke went to Taylor, telling Taylor, you better tell Steffi to step off and blah blah blah. And Taylor was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Brooke already knew that Hope had feelings for Thomas.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm. And then she's all incensed because Steffi's questioning Hope about it. Mm-hmm. And No, you don't get to do that because you know she's right. And now that Hope has literally gone after Thomas, Taylor was right. Again.
Now, here's the next question. So, obviously, with that whole thing, it looked like Thomas is the winner in this because everybody is liking that from the way you guys answered it, too. What do you think? So, Thomas is the winner in this thing, being the best guy for Hope?
In the moment.
I think so.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. What is Taylor going to say when she find out what happened? Because she does not want her son derailed.
I don't think she's going to be very happy.
Yeah.
She
her and Steffy are both going to be pissed because I think they're going to be mad mainly because they're going to feel like Hope has basically given him false hope that the two of them will be together.
And lied to Steffy and Taylor and everybody else. And Brooke knew the whole time.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Keisha, what you just said about the fact that it could be false hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you didn't pretty much gave this man the green light that, dang, she do like me. Look at what we doing. And this whole fantasy in Rome, like you guys said earlier, it's all a fantasy right now. Mm-hmm. When you get back home, reality sets in. What does that mean for him if Hope says, okay, just say what you guys were saying earlier where Liam is like, you know what, I did this before myself. I give you a pass. And don't want the divorce or don't break up. Now, Thomas is out in the dry after being titillated in Rome.
Right.
Yeah, Taylor could be pissed.
Yep.
And the fact that go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, now this is where, if, you know, because before when Steffy kind of confronted her about it, I was kind of like, you know, nothing has really happened. You walked in on them, like, basically gazing into each other's eyes, and you went off on her. And I didn't feel like it was really all that warranted back then. But this right here, like her kissing Thomas twice, and, you know, them walking around Rome holding hands and all this kind of stuff, this is where I would agree with Steffy, you know, going off on Hope, because it's like now you're really leading my brother on when you know how he feels about you. Like, this isn't okay, and you've derailed anything that, you know, any of the progress that he has made to try to get over his feelings for you. You've just derailed all of that, and you put him back at zero while you go back home to your husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
right.
He has no idea what you plan to do. Like, are you planning to leave Liam for him? Like, do you want a relationship with my brother, or was this just some little itch that you had to scratch, and now you're fine and you're moving on, and now my brother is stuck here in his feelings?
Right. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happened next week. Where do everybody go from here? That includes Liam and Steffy. Is she going to have, like, dang, awakening feelings after that kiss? Or is she going to go back and tell her husband? Is Liam going to forgive Hope? Or is he going to break up with her? And if Hope is going to continue to pursue things with Thomas? Or, like you just said, is this just a one-time jump off?
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, that's going to be crazy. But we got to sit tight and wait. I can't wait to see the promo come out. Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Me too.
It's going to be crazy. So, all right, y'all ready for the other last two segments so we can cut it? You got to work tomorrow, Keisha? No? That's right. It's not the beginning of the month.
Weekend.
Oh, next weekend, right?
No, I don't have to work on a weekend again until the weekend of the 21st.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
July 1st.
Yeah, because I know it's got to be 10:30 where you are. So I was trying to be mindful.
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's do our flip the script and who's taking some seats this week. All right, so who y'all got for the Young and the Restless? And it's some newbies on here. So for you guys who haven't been here before, our flip the script segment is if there's a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, that's where we flip the script. All right. So what you got for the Young and the Restless? Whoever want to go first?
I'll go first. My Y&R flip is I talked about it earlier. Adam and Nick were at society having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for Nick to have stayed with him or invited him over to Sharon's house with him and had him sit with him and Sharon and, you know, just for comfort or to talk, or even if he didn't want to talk, to at least he's there around people that care about him, because Sharon still cares about Adam too. Mm-hmm. So she wouldn't have minded that. Okay. That would have been nice to see.
Okay, what you got, Trish?
Yes, Sally would still be pregnant.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. My flip would have been the whole situation with Sally and Adam bonding, even though they might not have been together, but they're grieving through this process together. Instead of the whole contention between the two of them, I just, I mean, he has nobody to, as much as Victor is saying, he don't trust his father. And Nicholas was, like you said, Nicholas was out of there. Oh, you want to go? Oh, okay, you're going to be good. All right, peace. Right. He was gone. He has nobody. So it would have been nice that they kind of could, they're not getting back together or anything, but could kind of grieve together at least. But she, that whole thing was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
All right, what you got for bold?
For bold with the script, that stupid keyhole, him seeing Brooke, that was just. Should have looked through there, and they should have been rolling like the dumpster from the day.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, what? Truly, that happened. It was like, who wrote this? I know it's beautiful and it's the scenery, and you want to have your stories and all that, but it's like. This is ridiculous. How many times are you Destiny just to have it blow up in your face?
I wanted to fast forward through every scene with Brooke and Ridge. It was just...
If it weren't for the scenery that I want to see in person, but maybe never will, so I take advantage of it when they have scenes. I don't know if I'll ever get over there. But it was like, man, come on. This is just... You're literally taking words that were in a script from 12 years ago and you're recycling them here.
Right. I just want to say this right quick. J Money said that Hope is really going to make Thomas snap if she gives him no play in LA. He's going to have the biggest case of blue balls known to history of mankind. Oh my goodness, J Money is a fool.
Go take a shower, Thomas. Go take a shower.
He gonna need to take several cold showers after that kiss.
Let's take a shower.
Man, all right.
That's been building up for years.
I know. Shoot, can you imagine a kiss like Hope gave him? That dude is probably
Mount St. Helens.
What'd you just say?
Mount St. Helens.
Bouncing Ellens.
Heinous eruptus.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Trish.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, yeah, the dude is probably stone cold hard. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on now. He been wanting this woman for a long time, and then now all of a sudden she brought him in twice for a tongue wrestling. I mean, come on.
So Hope is Medusa now.
Oh. Shut up, Trish, you're crazy.
She turned him to stone cold.
Oh my god.
Cold stone. I mean.
Oh no, we're not talking about ice cream. Well, maybe we can, they can have some fun with some ice cream.
Get the chocolate syrup. Don't forget the cherries on top.
Oh my god.
And some whipped cream on the side.
Oh my goodness, Trish. How long you been married? Trish.
What?
How long you been married?
33 years.
I see. Listen, I see why.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. The spice cabinet stays full.
Listen, y'all need some tips. Call Trish on her private line.
big Trish talks.
Yeah, exactly.
1-900.
Oh yeah, that's more money. Thank you.
1-900 Trish talks. She'll give you all the tips about being stone cold.
Let me get the OnlyFans channel going.
Hey, listen, OF. You can't say that word on YouTube. OF.
You can't?
No.
I am so sorry. I hope we don't get dinged.
You said OF.
I did not know that.
Girl.
See, that shows y'all what I am. No, I'm so not in the know. I'm sorry.
Oh, Trish.
Wait, we get dinged for what?
Using the OF word.
I had no clue.
Because it's an actual site. You know what I mean? Those kind. You know,
Oh.
so, yeah. All right. But yeah, I get you, Trish. Oh my goodness, you are so funny. Yeah, J Money said Trish know what to do.
Yeah. I just don't know what to say.
All right, and so y'all did y'all flips for bold?
Oh, I still got to do mine.
Oh, okay,
my
go ahead.
bold flip would have been Thomas pulling away from Hope when after that first kiss, and saying to her, like, I can't do this unless, it's going to be more than this.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Liam would have seen that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love for Liam to have seen him pull away from Hope.
Yep. That would have been the added extra, because he noticed it was Hope, but that really would have, because remember what Thomas told Liam, even if she tried to, I won't do it. Well, you did it.
Yep.
So,
and you know what would have even taken it even a step further is if he would have pushed away and then she would have come at him again and he would have pushed her away again.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That would have been it. Oh, yeah. What about Zenday's new haircut?
Oh, yeah. I did. I noticed that.
He cut all his hair off.
Yeah.
I
saw him in something recently, and I can't think of what it was. I can't remember. But I saw him on another show recently.
Oh, okay. My flip for bold would have been Steffi really, truly. Don't, what you getting too close for? Back it up, bro. Yeah. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Stop right there.
That's not this. Yeah.
Yeah, she should have letting him get all up in her face and forehead to forehead and bonding I'm like, what is going on? So yeah, she should have been able to cut that right there. Give me some space so that kiss wouldn't even happen. And then he forced it. How was he in that state of mind about that? That didn't make sense to me. It was just so random.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's what he does.
Yeah,
that's what Liam does.
That's what Liam does. What Liam do.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. I think we got some flips up in this comment section. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I know I saw one. TA says, flip the script. Y&R. Sally not losing the baby, but just have false labor pains, and Adam was there for her, and they bonded even closer. Yeah, J Money, it was 55 people. Bree says her Y&R flip is after Victoria tell her parents Nate is COO. Victor call the board of directors and overrule her decision. Victor then take the CEO position, demoting Victoria to Newman Media. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would love to see her fall.
Yes, it's time for her to. Yeah. Exactly. It's time. Bree also said for bold flip. Before Hope and Thomas leave the cafe, Hope calls Liam and tells him Steffi can have you, boo, and sends a selfie of her kissing Thomas to her mom. She said, and sent a selfie of her kissing Thomas to her mom. Oh my God, she trying to give Brooke a heart attack. And then, and she said, and then she and Thomas go to the rooms. Yeah, buddy. Tell me about it. TA bold flip, not have the Brooke and Ridge moments. It was a yawner. I agree with that. Oh my God. I was like, can we get back to Thomas and Hope? Let's see. Anybody else? Oh, Bree's flip for bold. Zende pairs RJ have a storyline instead of sitting in the office talking about Hope and Brooke 24/7.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, I
That is all
mean,
they do.
and
Especially RJ.
Eric too. Eric sitting up in there talking about, oh, things are gonna be, something is gonna happen in Rome with your parents, and I'm like, dude.
Right. I'm so sick of him. I'm sick of RJ, and I'm sick of Eric.
I'm telling you.
That's literally all they talk about.
I know, right? It's like, dang, y'all thirsting over them super hard. Okay.
Literally everybody.
I guess Donna's not keeping Eric happy. That's all he's talking about is other people. And poor Zende, I mean, he hadn't had a date in I don't know how long.
I know, right?
I feel like even in scenes with Katie and Carter, like, they'll spend some time talking about themselves, but then suddenly somehow it flips to Ridge and Brooke. Will they get back together? Do you think they'll get back together? And it's like, why don't y'all stay out these people's relationships and their lives? Like, focus on your own.
Somebody
I don't understand why everybody is so invested in whether Brooke and Ridge are together or not.
Girl, it's crazy. I'm sick of hearing it. Yep. You know, somebody said in the comments earlier that they saw something about putting Liam with what's that girl name? Paris. Why? No.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think so. Not me. All right, what y'all got for taking seats on The Young and the Restless?
My taking seat is Victoria for obvious reasons. Summer for obvious reasons, and the whole Diane, Ashley, Jack, Tucker feud. All of that is getting on my nerves. All four of them can take seats too.
I heard that.
Tucker. I feel like Tucker is just a bystander. He's just there.
Well, did you hear what Tucker said? Tucker told Audra he wasn't feeling this whole thing of ousting Jack.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Tucker, maybe you having to change your heart or something about everything.
Yeah, and it was bothering me how much Jack and what's Ashley's daughter's name? Abby.
Mm-hmm.
They're just completely convinced that this is all Tucker, and Ashley is being manipulated, and she, this wasn't her idea, and it's like this is all Ashley's idea. Ashley is the one that brought Tucker in on this.
Exactly. But
they don't believe it. They think it's all Tucker, and it's like Tucker is basically just following along anything that Ashley is asking him to
do. Duran is funny. He said his flip is Liam should find a local strip club and get some lap dances. Oh my God. Y'all crazy. We have
but he would only go during the daytime hours because he's not the sharpest tack in the drawer.
Oh my God.
If you know, you know.
Oh my goodness. Alright. Was that your all your seats for Young?
Yeah.
Okay, what you got, Trish, for Young?
Exact same ones.
Okay.
Exact same ones. It's just it's the whole Abbott feud, Jack, Ashley, the ridiculousness, the hypocrisy, Nate, Victoria. Yeah. Take a seat. And of course, obviously, Cameron took a stretcher, so.
He took a knife to the gut. That's what he took.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Nate was another one because I didn't like when he was in that back and forth with Nick, talking about ultimately I didn't betray my family. I didn't go through with it. And it's like, it wasn't because you decided that you were in the wrong. You was just trying to hang on to Elena.
You got caught.
Yeah. You would have definitely gone through with it if Elena hadn't begged you to not do it. Because Elena was going to tell him.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, no problem.
Good show.
Alright, my seat is the writers. I mean, that whole thing with Cameron digging up under people's houses. Really? That doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't, because it's on a concrete foundation.
I mean, what did you have? I mean, and you talking about on the ranch. This is not some random property. Somebody should have seen some dirt piles, a hole, something. And you talking about he done made a whole trail up under the house to Noah's closet. Man, if y'all don't get out of here with that.
There are companies out there that their technology is so advanced and it is all used by billionaires. You will never get on their property and you will never get close, because this technology literally accounts for vibrations, and it can tell if it's a 2-legged animal, a 4-legged animal. It can tell its weight. I mean, this is like, the technology is off the charts. You're not getting on the ranch. I wish they would just have a battle outside the ranch so that it would be realistic, you know? Because none of this is realistic.
Listen, girl.
Said they didn't hear that man jackhammering holes in the house.
Exactly. You know, so now I'm going to have to give Victor's security team several seats, because it's like, come on now, y'all. I mean, he need to fire everybody. Yep. And who else did I? Oh, I said the writers and then the security team, because y'all took up everybody else. So
we did. Keisha hit everybody except Nate. And then she came back and I'm like, yeah, we got them all.
Did y'all put Audra in a seat?
Oh, I totally forgot about her, but yeah, she's pretty brazen. She needs to be in a seat.
Yeah, trying to manipulate Adam. The boy is in pain.
Hey, heard your baby died.
She wasn't reading the room.
No, not at all.
No, she was not.
All right, what y'all got for bold?
Oh, man.
I bet this is unanimous.
Brooke, Ridge, Liam, and Steffy.
Steffy? You want Steffy to take a seat?
Yeah, because just in that little scene alone, she didn't do enough to...
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Liam away from her.
Yeah, you're right about that. Because if Finn had saw that, he would have been pissed.
Right.
Yeah.
Ain't that much comfort in the world.
He would have been like, look, I just went through this with you about 2 years ago because you slept with him. And I almost thought that kid was his. Now you let the boy in your face. Yeah, so, yeah, she got to take a seat on that one.
Yeah.
What you got, Trish?
Definitely the same, and then I think I would probably add, what's the kid's name? Ridge Jr.
RJ.
And Eric, and Donna, and Katie. The only one I wouldn't put in a seat, actually, is Bill, because he was kind of cool, loaning the jet.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't put Thomas in a seat. I don't think he did anything wrong.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He's about to be a bad boy.
Married woman.
What?
I didn't give Thomas or Hope a seat because I enjoyed their scenes.
Yep.
But I mean, technically,
well, he was kissing her back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, Liam was a married man several times, so.
That is true.
And he was married today too when he kissed Steffi. So.
Yep.
So they're equal lefts and equal rights.
Right.
Anyway, my seats would be the freaking keyhole. I'm like, why, writers? Really? I mean, does that actually exist? I don't want to offend anybody's country Is that actually a thing there?
I don't know.
I think it does exist, but it's, I mean, it's just something to look through. I don't know what the big deal is. It's a cool view.
Yeah, it's a cool view, but that whole scene, a part of that storyline was just absolutely ridiculous, and he actually believed that he saw this dream when she just walked past it looking for him.
Like I said, pine cone.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, y'all put Liam in the seat. Y'all put Steffy in the seat. And that was it, right?
Liam, Steffy, Brooke and Ridge, yeah.
Oh, dang, you put Brooke and Ridge in there, too.
Yeah. Like I said, we need to see that for the 180th time. We knew it was going to happen. Just put them together and let's move on. Like, we don't care.
Right. Tell me about it. Okay, let's see what we got in the comments, and then we'll shut it, kind of close it out. Okay. Bree, take a seat, is Audra. She keeps sitting at the bar talking about how fun and breezy she is to any man. Starting to look like a call girl to me. She might need a seat on the nearest corner. Oh my God, Bree. Wow. Ron Julian says Brad Bell need to take a seat for this wash, rinse, and repeat garbage. Brooke and Ridge. Okay, so Aditha Lee said, looks like Annika put out a video celebrating Lope's relationship. Lope. Liam and Hope. Oh, God. Celebrating Lope's relationship because it appears as though Lope is going to be finished for a while. Oh, so she's happy that they're finished.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that scared me for a second. Alright. T-A-Y-N-R take a seat. Nate being delusional about taking over Nick's position. Bree, B&B take a seat. Eric, just take a seat with Charlie and stay there. Annoying and punishment is enough. Yeah, him and Charlie. LaShanta says Liam have a seat. Hope and Brooke. Delmonica says Victoria, Jack, Ashley for their blindness in decisions. Oh, Jenna says Pollyanna Traci can take a seat. Pollyanna Traci. Wow. Let's see. Oh yeah, Ron Julian said has Bell and his writers forgotten about Sheila Carter? We haven't seen her in like weeks.
Man, I mean, I almost forgot about Sheila Carter, and then somebody had to bring her up.
Well, I guess she in jail. Ain't nothing going on with her right now. Duran, Bold, take a seat. Hope, Carter, Eric, and Brooke. T.A. Bold, take a seat. Ridge and Brooke and Eric and RJ always talking about Ridge and Brooke. If Finn and Taylor get together, both Sheila and Finn adopted mother is gonna beat Taylor's butt. Aditha, what you talking about? Vinny says Y&R, Nate, Summer, and Ashley. Ron said Finn, take a seat. You ain't slick talking about the waffle boy is where he has to be. And then they cut right to that scene where he kissed Steffi. Remember that?
Yeah.
Brooke and Ridge can take a seat according to Jenna. And let's see, is that it? Delmonica says the quartet. RJ, Zende, Paris, and Eric. And let's see, gotta go to work. Have a good night, Titanium. And Bold, take a seat by Vinny. RJ, because as much as he says that he's staying out of family drama, he's in it.
Right.
Right. That's a good one.
Right. Literally every scene that he's in, he's talking about either saying, I want to stay out of the family drama, or he's talking about his mom and dad getting back together.
Right. Girl, I'm like, RJ, stop it. Because you know you want to be right in the mix, so.
Right.
Whew. All right, girls, that one was a long one. We did 3 hours.
It flew by, though.
Yeah, we had fun. That's because we was so busy talking about Bold. I mean, it was I was dragging the beginning of this week. I'm like, come on. And then it got to Thursday and Friday, and it was like, woohoo.
Here we go.
Yep. All right, you guys, stay tuned for the spoilers for the week of the 26th through the 30th. And you know I'm looking forward to this promo for Bold. And hopefully this promo to see how, hopefully they give us some juicy stuff with Audra and Kyle. Because the way that they're describing it, they're supposed to meet at the bar. Kyle is going to walk away. He's going to turn around and look back at Audra. Audra going to tell him to go up to her room. He's like, I got to have it now. And they wake up under the sheet. So hopefully they give us all of the juicy steps. Maybe. If that's what y'all want to see. Y'all got quiet over there.
No, I mean, I'm just, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
About that. I'm really annoyed with Summer, and I'm also actually annoyed with Kyle.
Yeah, I think Jenna is annoyed at Kyle and Diane.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they get on her nerves, so.
Summer has made me so mad. She's getting what she deserves.
Absolutely infuriating. I know, just infuriating.
I know, right?
I can't wait for Kyle to tell her she needs to get out, and he's finally going to tell her to get out. Because you see her asking or telling her dad that her and Kyle are separating, and he asked her to move out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he asked her to separate. Now, I wonder, is that before the sex or after?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, because if he had a good time with Audra, he might be like, get out.
There's more to this life.
Oh, my goodness. All right, you guys, have a great week, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.